open. All right. So with that being said, folks, we're back live with CH as well. But Rochelle, what I want, because I know you're about to come in hot, so let's have it.
Yeah. So, slave mentality. So I looked that up because it baffles me, right? So it says the slave mentality refers to a state of mind where individuals passively accept oppression or limitations, often believing that they have no agency or control over their lives. It can manifest as resignation, apathy, or lack of ambition due to prolonged exposure to power imbalances or social injustices. So the first thing I want to question in reference to that is that a good definition of slave mentality for you, Jonathan?
It works.
Okay. So, how did slaves have that mentality when they were enslaved, shackled, beaten, being brutalized, the whole 9 yards? Tell me how they had that slave mentality when they did not have agency over how they were being treated, did not have agency over being capped in captivity, the whole 9 yards. And so, because I'm trying to understand how the slaves had that mentality and how it has morphed into modern day black people, I'm going to say, um, being told that they have the slaves mentality. Explain, because that's where I struggle. Can you explain that to me?
All right, yeah, I'm on a different device, but I'll try to explain it. First and foremost, let me just say this right here: I'm not a linguistics. Linguistics. I don't like break down and create language, but that's a language that's accepted language and the accepted definition. You've accepted that definition, and I've accepted that definition to be as such. So it's not me. I'm not the arbiter of I guess cultural English or whatever. I don't and and in fact someone in our audience, Jay Hartman, used it and I saw it in the chat and I was like absolutely because it was what she said was it sounded like resignation, um, and it fit it to a core. So sometimes you hear things you may not like it even if it's appropriate, but that doesn't make it wrong. So, and then when she said their constitution, you know, and like she's not a part of the constitution, like the constitution doesn't she doesn't benefit from the constitution. I think the conversation, Rochelle, should be had with her. Okay, I think the conversation should be like, hey, you know, that constitution applies to you. And I understand that you've probably been in spaces or places where you have been told differently, but this is the benefit of knowing that it applies to you. I shouldn't have to defend for making someone aware that they sound like they've been defeated. I rest.
Okay.
I got a better one.
So
Hey, this
with
Jay,
that being
Jason
said,
one that said it. So he said, "Hey, one
who
second,
was that? Was that you,
one
Jay?
second. Yeah, he said, yeah, he
Yes,
has a better one. I'm gonna
Go
give
ahead,
y'all a
I
Jay.
got a
chance.
better one. Post
Go
traumatic
ahead.
slave syndrome.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Helplessness.
You
I'm
know,
just going to use those
Rochelle.
two words. So I'm just going to leave that alone.
Yeah,
Ro-
so no, Jay, because I want to need for you to do further explanation since you started this in the chat, according to Jonathan.
I did.
Um, so, having said that, again, you didn't answer my question. I asked, did the slave who were enslaved in captivity, based on that definition, since it's now in modern day times, it stated that there's a slave mentality, did the slaves have such mentality when they had no control?
But
Jay?
they felt defeated. They felt defeated, didn't they? And
But
they had no control.
were they
But
not defeated?
how's that
Were they not defeated? They were
but how's that
enslaved.
relevant?
If
How's
they
that
were in
relevant? We're arguing about the definition of a word.
well, no, because
How's that gonna bring us
y'all
forward?
said in modern day times that whoever made the comment they made, you said it was Patty who made the comment
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't
about
Patty.
the who was it?
It was
Some
Whoever you said it
It was
was.
it was
no,
Jagira. It was
Javera actually.
Okay.
Javert.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, whoever
yeah. I'm
made
gonna
that
bring
comment.
Javera farther up so we can find her because Javera, you're
you
about to be
know,
content. You'll be
Hey, Javera.
Javera, you're about to be
it,
made content, and you can thank Rochelle for it because she's about to highlight all the stupid shit you said,
No, no,
and we're
no,
gonna and we're
no,
gonna have to
no,
attack it more and more and more.
no,
But
no,
No.
no,
no,
no, no. Thank Rochelle.
no,
Thank
no,
Rochelle for
no.
this ass
Javira,
whooping you're
don't
about
be
to get.
intimidated. Don't be
No,
bullied.
thank Rochelle
Don't
for
be
this ass whooping you're
intimidated.
about to get.
Don't be bullied and what have you. Because again, I'm trying to understand how the enslaved, the people who are captive, had a slave mentality based on the modern day definition that's being applied to modern day people. You have a slave mentality. So how did the enslaved, the people who were captive, held against their will, brutalized, beat, murder, rape, all the things, how did they have a slave mentality based on that
Rochelle,
definition?
Rochelle, I cannot see it differently. This is why I said this. Yes, there is something like a slave mentality. There is also something that is called generational shame, which has been attributed to people from Ireland. But the way that it was being used here is not in a derogatory form. I think I see it as a kind of an encouragement to kind of self emancipate yourself and don't think in a defeative attitude, but think in a sense of self empowerment. I saw it as a kind of encouragement, encouraging that lady to just own it, own now, own the reality, and then distance yourself from the past and look forward. I mean, I see it as a source of empowerment and not,
No,
like a criticism.
I get what
Right?
you're saying, Sir Jude. But when you tell
Yeah,
people
said
that
that.
they have a slave mentality, then I want to go back to the enslaved and look at what their mentality was based on what they were going through, and how does that pertain to modern day people who systemically go through things just to advance. So we haven't even talked about that because that's a modern day thing, right? So whatever the lady said, in reference to they them, that I agree with Jonathan on that. I'm an American first and foremost, and no one's going to tell me that anything that applies to Americans does not apply to me, and I'm going to raise hell and fight back against it. But when we see under this administration how he's trying to go back and turn everything around, even revert things that happened that was fought for during the civil rights movement, how he's going after these people through birthright citizenship, then why shouldn't she have the mindset that she has based on what he's doing? And it seems like with other things that he's written to executive order that black people are under attack. So how is that a slave mentality because she's alerted or even alarmed by what this president and the people in his administration are doing to women, black people, immigrants, minority, just in veterans? What's wrong with her being alarmed?
Rachel, did you hear what she said though?
Yeah, I heard what she said, but
So
but but
she
but the
she
thing,
referenced the Constitution when she
no,
said it, and she
yeah,
also said the colonizers, right? So
right.
I think what people were referring to is she is referring to the mindset of then, right? Calling them colonizers. You just said that you're an American and this is your country. So do you want her to have a different mindset than you have?
No,
Because if
that's not
this
what.
is your country, this is hers,
No, if
and
you
that's
heard what I
rhetorical.
said, yeah, if you heard what I said, I told Jonathan I agree with him and went in
So you need to talk to
that
her
particular.
then.
Yeah,
Well, no,
hey, Rochelle, you know what? I'm gonna, one second, hold on. Rochelle, I'm gonna
what's
apologize
her
for
name,
taking.
Zakita?
No, yeah, hold on, wait, Rochelle, I want to apologize for taking
Who
away
is the
from.
kid?
Wait,
I
wait.
don't know.
I want to make sure that you understand, Rochelle. I'm gonna apologize publicly right now in front of everyone for taking away your suffrage badge. Okay, because Lord knows you suffer and you're suffering right now. So I didn't mean to take away your suffrage
Yeah,
badge.
Jonathan, try that bullshit
Okay.
with somebody
No,
else.
no, no.
Don't work with
I
me.
didn't. I didn't
No,
mean to
it
take
don't
away
work
your
with me
suffrage
because I've
badge.
never behaved as though I have a suffrage badge. So
And
don't even play that shit
no,
with
I mean,
me.
what are you
It's not
talking
it.
about?
Nope, 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 nope.
Okay,
Again, I'm trying to understand what is the slave mentality because it's generated from people who were enslaved. That's what I'm trying to understand. So maybe you or Jay can explain that to me.
slave mentality. The conversation we
we're
having
not
right
talking
now.
about enslaved
Based
people.
on the people who were enslaved, because that's where it's coming from. They had a mentality. What was the mentality of the enslaved? That's all I'm trying to find out. Because in modern day time, it's being said that people have the mentality of those who were enslaved. So somebody explain that to me. That's all I'm trying to really understand.
What relevance? Where do we grow?
Big, big. Oh my
What growth?
God.
What growth is offered in that question? I'm just asking what growth is offered in that question. That's
No,
all.
what growth is offered when you
Patty,
tell
don't get your girl,
people
Patty.
that they
Patty, go get
have
your girl,
that what
Patty.
growth when you tell people that they have a slave mentality?
You
There's
know
no
what?
growth in that.
I think it'd be easier if if Grant came and explained it too. Maybe
Grant can't
we would
explain shit.
understand.
He
But
could
no,
No, because
explain
he
something
I'm reading
else.
what Kat said, and I agree, Kat. He was empowering her. Like both
Oh my
of them
God.
were. Like they were. What? You want people to explain? You pulling a Vashawn on us right now?
No,
What you
I'm not.
want?
Why you calling Vashawn out, chat? I'm not
I
pulling
said you
Vashawn.
pulling a Vashawn on us right now.
No, actually,
What
I'm
you
It's an
not.
want?
obsession.
Actually,
That's
I'm
why it
not.
was
But
shared,
go,
but let the show go
go,
on.
go ahead, chat.
Huh?
Go ahead, chat.
No, I'm saying, boy, I'm stopped up anyway. But what it is like? Jay said, and JB and I agreed. You agreed. Kat agreed. Other people agreed. All they were doing was saying that why have that mentality like this isn't your country. And the thing is, when we were brought here, when our ancestors were brought here, we were told that this wasn't our country. So if anything takes us back to that mindset that this is not our country, that we don't belong here, that is the mentality that was indoctrinated into us when we were in bondage. And so to be free of that is to own the fact that this is our country too. So I would negate your question and ask, what does freedom look like? And that's the mentality we should have. A slave mentality would be the opposite, which would be that we are at the whim of whatever the Constitution and whatever the president does to us. When we're citizens, we can vote and we have more power than a lot of us want to give ourselves credit for.
I
Is the
think
Please
is
that
chat.
Zakita is
Please
Rochelle,
Zakita
chat.
in the
Please
room?
chat.
That no, that is Zakita in the
Please
room.
chat.
Zakina, what's her name? Is she here?
Javeri, you
She's
speaking
smart
about
enough to
me?
be quiet. She's
She
smart
may
enough
not
not to
be
chill out,
answering
She's
because
chill
smart
you
out,
enough not
Flavor
keep
to
Flav.
defend that
resetting.
shit.
You said
Chill out, Flavor
her name.
Flav. Let her go.
She's smart enough to leave you out there by yourself. But go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask her some questions because again, everything y'all said still does not address my question because I'm trying to understand if a person who was enslaved had a certain mentality, then not even in just this particular instance are people in modern day times being told you have a slave mentality.
I think I understand
I
Rochelle.
understand what she said, and I agree with Jonathan. There's no they're this and this that is our because we're American citizens. So I agree with him on that point. But I also understand where her sentiments came from based on what's currently happening through executive orders and with this administration and the uncertainty of what that can look like 2 months from now, a year, or 2 years from now. So rather than tell her she has a slave mentality, understand what's stoking the mentality that she have right now in reference to what this administration is doing and how he's basically giving the middle finger to the Constitution. So that's where I'm
Well,
at. But whoever said they understand me,
well,
you want to talk?
so
Go ahead.
let's
Go ahead, Jay.
clarify. Let's clarify. I did not say she had a slave. I said that the act of it is enslaved mentality. So I wasn't pointing the fingers at her,
But explain
right?
that to me then.
No, I'm telling you.
I
I'll
said
tell
she
you what
had
it
it.
is.
Shut up, Jonathan.
No, I'm
Listen,
keeping it real
it,
honest.
it's
Well, no, because
Jonathan, give me a
you
break.
blame Jay. You blame Jay when I first asked the
no,
question. So go ahead,
no, no.
Jay.
Listen, I'm gonna keep on saying. I use it all the time. As you, Mary, if I'm born in New York, I can have anything I want, just like everybody else, right? To keep on going back to some shit, I understand my ancestors, I understand what they've been through, but to keep on going back, I'm still putting my mind in bondage, saying I cannot have it because I wasn't allowed to have it at that one time. 2025, I can have whatever I want. So that's the way I look at things right there. So to me, if you do not looking at that thing, I'm that's an enslaved mentality.
Can I ask you this?
So you're saying that the enslaved that was their mentality, or were they forced into that
I
mentality
think
based
I think
on
you're trying to
what they
I
had
think
to
you're
go
trying
through?
to I think you're trying to divide this word. You're not really looking at
Well,
where we
no,
at
I'm
right
not
now.
trying to divide the word. I'm
No,
trying to
She ain't got no
divide.
argument.
I'm
She's trying to
Submit to
PC
me.
us.
Oh my
Jay,
She's
no,
trying to
my
Samantha
PC
argument
us.
my
misunderstanding
argument you
you.
guys won't answer my question.
She's
The
trying to
people
PC
who
us right
were
now.
the people who were enslaved against their will held in captivity, those people had a certain mentality that you guys are saying is the same as anyone in modern day time that, that
That's just
had
like
this.
someone getting out of prison being
Oh
institutionalized. Okay,
God.
that's
I
just
was just about to say that.
yeah, that's just that's saying that institutionalized. The fuck you, chat. Listen to me
Don't
once
even
again.
try and bring people who are institutionalized from
No,
prison
no.
into
See,
this,
that shit.
Jonathan.
It makes
It is not the same thing, and
it
you
makes
know it's
sense,
not.
chat. It
You
makes
know it's
sense. But
not.
let me just say this right, chat. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell
That's
you.
I'm
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yeah,
That
Rachel. Yeah,
wrong
well,
text. Wrong
y'all all
text.
look alike. Y'all all look alike. Y'all all look alike. All y'all look alike. So,
That's a
Well, not the
fact.
all
That's
us
a
look
fact.
alike.
so
That's
let
a
me just say
fact.
this right.
Jonathan.
Let me just say this shit right
That's
here.
a fact.
I said twang.
I'm say something. I'm say something, man. And I'll probably get kicked off chatter for this shit. But what you're doing right now is called enabling. You're giving her a goddamn ribbon for some fucked up
I'm
mentality.
not.
No, let me finish. For some fucked up mentality that she has, okay, or had. All right, and you're coddling her. You guys always talk about fragility and all this other shit, and you're speaking about her like she has fragility. Okay, let me just say this right here. All right, America is America. All right, and there's some obstacles here. All right, but I'll tell you this right here. I'll say I'm sorry, less than 10% of those obstacles that we face, and that's I'll say 10% of those has to do with race, our race. Okay, all right, we know because that shit's built in already. Okay, this is a land of opportunity for her to get here and talk about the Constitution doesn't apply to her, and she said it doesn't apply to her. And colonizers, okay, which means she's still under the rule and under the thumb, okay, and still being ruled, and still being colonized, and still being ordered, and still being dictated to, okay. For her to come up and say that shit that she said, it's all out slave fucking mentality. It is, okay? And it's someone that I wouldn't have in my circumference. It's someone I wouldn't have around me, have around my children. I wouldn't introduce her to to my dead mother. I'm sorry. I just because what she presented wasn't growth. Okay, it was stagnation. It was stagnant. All right. And for me and all I've been through in life and the difficulties and the rough start I may have had for me to overcome, I wouldn't have been able to do it anywhere else. I wouldn't have been able to do it in fucking Nigeria. Wouldn't have been able to do it in fucking Iran. I wouldn't be able to fucking do it in England. I wouldn't do it nowhere else but only here. All right. And I used the same tools that she fucking criticized to do it. All right. So we gotta stop coddling excuse me, people. We gotta stop coddling people. You know, Luis was talking about what happened to him in New York. Okay, and he came over to Jersey and became a top realtor. Okay, in spite of. Okay. Oh damn! I didn't even know you was on camera, bro. I just said I don't look down. I just let me start talking about you because I saw your face on camera. I'm gonna go to someone else then. But people have come and they've used the Constitution, the same thing that they were supposed to be quote unquote used against us. We use that to go out there and excel. Okay, the Constitution isn't for them; it's for us. That's all I gotta say. And she came in here and she pretty much said that it wasn't for us. I'm sorry, all day, every day. Luis, you can give me the side. You get what's called. I wish I'd known your ass was on camera. I wouldn't have never mentioned your fucking name. But but with that being said,
So
100%,
J,
it is a
J,
slave
So I
mentality.
don't I personally don't understand why you so scared. I don't know if you think Trump gonna come back and listen to these clips. So you try to be a little you try to walk your toes on right on the line. Watch the gun line, boss. Watch the gun line. Like some of your statements, Jonathan, I'm sorry.
Hit
If
me up.
if I gotta yeah, if I gotta explain to you that the original Constitution didn't have us in mind, which is why we got the 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment. There were certain amendments literally put in after the fact because of what? It was originally not written with us in mind.
The
I don't know
original
why it
military
makes you.
didn't have women in it.
Excuse me, sir. That doesn't take away from my preliminary point. Don't situation stack. It's not going to get you out of this situation, right? So I don't know why you're so scared to say that, right? Post traumatic slave syndrome is another thing, but I don't want you talking victimhood, so I ain't even going to bring that up, right? My point is this: for a woman to come up and call this country colonizers when we're literally saying out of our mouth, we'll make you the 50 worst state. We're going to take Greenland. Still on this colonization tip. We're literally telling the president of Burkina Faso, we're going to come after you. And you're unruly for looking over your own people. Talking like what? Like colonizers. Why are you so scared to accept the honesty? Did the lady come up in here, wake too much stuff up, make your white friends uncomfortable, and all of a sudden, oh, be careful. Don't wake that up. Don't talk about that. Massa's watching. Don't affect Massa. Like that's what I'm hearing. I love you. I respect you. But I don't understand why calling a thing and then saying, you know what? So what? Life is 20% of what happens to you and 80% on how you respond to it. You can say that, right? I ain't mad at that. But telling somebody they got a slave syndrome because they see what they see, and you can't talk them out of what they see and what they know, not what they believe, not what they hope, but what they know. I'm not telling you what I believe. I'm telling you what I know. This is the facts. This is the history. Before they go ahead and change the history books like they already doing in Texas, like they doing in Florida, why are they changing the history books unless they're scared of their history? I'll wait.
Okay. All right, I gotta
Yeah,
get back on
Louis.
camera
There's
for
people
this.
that
Wait,
go
wait,
through
Get
way worse.
I gotta get back
I'm
on
sorry,
camera.
go
Hold
get
ahead.
on.
that
Hey,
One
admin
y'all
mic,
gotta
in.
one
let
mic,
that
Get
one mic.
breathe.
I gotta get
get
back on
him,
camera for
Louise.
this because first and foremost, let me just say this, Louise. All right, first, like, God, this is bullshit. What you're saying, okay?
Tell
Because
me one thing. Tell me one thing I said that was bullshit. Go ahead, I'll wait.
because one second here. This is not about being comfortable. I look. I own this right here. I'm an American. Okay, I'm an American. Period. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a different kind of American. I'm American. All right. The same. That we talk about due process and all that other shit. If we got carve outs, okay. If there's gotta be carve outs made for me, okay, and the Constitution or whatever, then guess
Mm-hmm.
what? All right. If there's got to be a carve outs, then guess what, bro? Then I'm not American. All right. So this woman said that their constitution, she doesn't even have a fucking constitution. From her mouth, she doesn't even have a constitution. She doesn't even have any rights. Okay,
Wait, hold on.
that's what she said.
There were amendments made to a constitution because there is one constitution and then there's an amendment or a change of that constitution. Those are not the same documents. From the moment that a
No,
change
no,
is
no,
made to
no,
a
no,
document, it's
no,
no longer the
no. We're
original
talking. We're
document.
talking about the Constitution as it stands. She was talking about the Constitution as it stands
How you
today.
know that? You didn't ask you that.
What are you
You
talking
said
about? She said
their
because we
constitution.
were talking about what's
The-
going on today.
We
Listen to me.
were. That was the context,
No,
Louis.
but no, let's
no,
not.
I
No,
know.
no,
I was
let's not. Let's
there.
not. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. But if you that's what you feel, then that's what you feel. Their constitution, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. All right, because I was off camera. You made me get back on camera for this, Luis. I'm gonna tell you, you guys are enabling people, and guess what? I don't want. I'm not a victim. Okay, everything that came my way, come my way. This everything that in America that I can use to get it. Guess what? Is it a little? Do I have more obstacles? Of course, I know that. I
Wait,
know.
whoa, freeze. Can we stop
No,
right there real quick? I don't mean to throw you off your tracks. But earlier you said, I'm only an American. When a cop pull you over and come up to your front window, what are they seeing you as? An American
as an
or African
American,
American?
huh?
Or what?
As an American. Yeah,
Bullshit.
yeah.
Bullshit. Come
Yeah,
on
no, no,
now.
no, 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 no,
You see,
no.
I
I
was
get that.
waiting for you to trip up and
They,
fall
they,
into
no,
the
no,
trap.
no. They're not. One second. They're not asking
Bullshit.
me. They're not asking me for my citizenship. They're asking me for my driver's license and all this other shit. Now,
Did they
I'm
pull
not, like
over
I
an
said,
American
there are
or an
some
African
things.
American?
I just
When they
exactly.
talk
I
back
am.
to dispatch, what do they
I
pull
am.
over?
I am. I am. I am. Okay, I am. But what does
For
that have to
what?
do with anything? Because I said that there are difficulties that we have to deal with. Okay,
What? You
just
are
like
what?
in any
You're African
country.
American to them, right?
Okay, in any
Hold
countries,
on. You
you know.
American or you African American?
Look
Answer this
what the
fact.
Jews had to look what the Jews had to face
Don't bring up the Jews.
all
Don't
over the world.
situation hop with me.
No, 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 no,
Stay
no,
Oh,
in
no,
your
no.
we
I'm not
going
city.
to
saying
the
that.
Jews now.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
don't do that.
What I'm saying to
Stay in
you,
your state
no,
street.
what
If
I'm
they cops
saying to
pulled
you,
you over, not a
what I'm
Jew,
saying to you,
did they
unique.
pull over
It's
an
not
African
unique for.
American or a
You
Jew?
bringing
It's
up
not
somebody
unique
else's
for.
struggle.
No,
Be
this no.
careful,
What I'm saying,
Jonathan.
it's not unique for different groups of people to face
Be
different
careful.
different
Be
realities.
be
Okay, in a
careful.
place.
Be
That's what I'm
I don't.
careful.
saying.
Be
I don't
careful.
even know
Because
what you
listen, when
guys
the
are
cops
arguing
pulled you
about.
over, they didn't pull over and call dispatch and say we pulled over a Jew, do they?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
When they
yeah.
pull you
They,
over, they say we pulled over a what?
No, that's the
An
description of
African
me.
American. So
No,
listen,
no, black
respectfully,
male, black. They
you're
no, they'll say African American. They say black male. Okay. Matter of fact, they don't pull. They don't say they pulled over black male. What they do is they run my plate. Okay. And what they don't call and what race they pull me over. Okay. They call my racing if I take off fucking running. If I have my driver's license, it has all that identifying information on there. So they don't say I pulled over a black male. That's bullshit.
I
so
don't
when
even
they
That's
write in
not
the
understand what
even right.
situation
Louis.
report, yo,
Lu-
bro, when they write in the
Lu-
situation report, what they gonna
A
classify you as,
situation.
bro?
If they go ask for a description, okay, they're going to say white male goatee, black male
Were
bald
you?
head.
Were
But
you?
what's so bad about saying you're a black
Yeah,
male?
that's what
What is
I'm
so
trying to
bad
figure
about
shit
that if
out.
that's what you
So
are? I don't get the outrage.
Look,
thank
look,
you. Look,
guys, look, Luis, you won. I'm gonna say this right here: the America that you think you live in is not the America I live in. Okay, because the America I live in, there's opportunity. Is there now? Is there like I said? Do I got to be a little bit better? Do I have to be better? Yeah, I do. I know that. Okay.
why?
So do I? Do I?
Why?
So
Why?
why?
Why you
Why?
got to be
Because
better?
that's guess what, Louis? That's the reality that we live in. That's
What
the reality
reality?
that we
What
live
what
in.
we talking about?
No, no, that's the reality that we live in.
American.
But once
It's
again, the
meritocracy. What are you talking
Constitution,
about? You got to work harder. It's meritocracy. Everything's the same. Nothing's unfair. Go ahead.
bro.
You
I've never.
tell me.
First of all, I
Tell me
never said
about
it was
your
a
American
meritocracy,
privilege. Go ahead.
bro.
Talk to me. Why you
Bro,
got to
I
work
never said it
harder?
was a meritocracy. I never said it's a meritocracy. I never said that.
Lu-
Okay.
Louis,
Yeah,
Louis,
never said
I
that.
don't understand what you guys are arguing about.
I
You
don't
guys are
understand what we're
arguing
arguing
about.
right here.
Yeah,
All I did was show the.
let me
No,
come
hold
in.
on 1 second, Sergio. I'm gonna go off mic and then you can have it. Okay, you can have it after this. You can have it. Y'all can
I don't want
have
to
it
call
after
out a
this.
slave. I don't want to
Wait, hold
call
on.
out the
Well,
slave mentality.
wait. I'm gonna say this right here. Me telling a young lady that she can do whatever she put her mind to and that she can accomplish and don't let nothing hold her back, be conceived, no notions hold her back. And you fucking black folk, I'm gonna give you the blacks,
Mm.
get up here. And then guess what the first thing y'all say? That's bullshit. Okay, that's bullshit. You don't have it. That's not the America. You guys like it's rough here. You know, you right. They are colonizer. You right. They are doing this. You're right. You're saying everything. Like I would not have you guys around my kids at all. Hopefully y'all will teach my kids because y'all gonna tell them that they can't do shit. After I told them like, yo, you can take down the fucking world if you put your mind to it. You guys are telling them, wait a minute. You can't necessarily do that because of this right here. Come on,
I didn't say
okay?
that.
You
Did you
know,
say that,
Boo
Yeah,
Lewis?
yeah,
boo
yeah.
boo boo.
Lewis,
That's
did
what
you
y'all
say
saying.
that? Carlos,
I'm
did you
almost
say that?
positive I said life is
I
20% of
didn't
what
say
happened
that.
to you.
Boo boo.
I'm pretty sure I said life is 20% of what happened to you and 80% of how you respond. I'm almost positive I
Right, and
said that.
you're
you
eighty
said that.
percent
You
You
holding
said
you
said
that,
back.
that.
Louis. But
Your
listen to
eighty
this,
percent
though.
is holding you back right now, Luis.
It sure
Is it?
is.
Is
You
Yeah,
it?
Yeah,
in
you must hate yourself,
2025, bro.
Lewis. You must hate yourself. That's what I
Slavery
got
has
from
been
your little
See,
rant.
I
abolished,
don't.
son.
No, that's not self
But you
hate.
guys
That's self
spend,
awareness. That's not
yeah,
self hate. That's self awareness.
No,
We
It's
but
understand the
no,
world
that's
that we
self
live in.
hate. How you gonna be, Carlos?
it's
How
a
you gonna
self
woman
be
that
mad
actually
judgment.
at an
calls her
One
officer
people
mic,
calling
one
you
lazy.
what
mic.
you
Nah,
are?
nah, nah, nah. Miss me with the bullshit. I'm not gonna stay here and be lectured to by a woman who classifies her own people as lazy people. I'm not doing that.
Oh, here we go
Respectfully, miss me with the
again.
bullshit. Miss me with the
yeah.
bullshit.
Now what
I
I
don't oppress my
Louis,
did.
people. I uplift my people.
You're
I
so
teach my people.
emotional.
And
You
there's
wanna?
no
You should be a
no,
woman.
Triggered.
no. Listen, do me a favor. Stay on mute, right? Because
Triggered.
I'm almost positive that I was in the midst of speaking and you interrupted. It, for you and Grant to be on the same accord and say that I'm uneducated in how I'm teaching my people, and it's holding me back, and I'm in a victim. That's bullshit. You got, and that's it's clear as
You
day
have a
that you
slave
don't.
mentality, Lewis.
Oh,
It,
do I?
it is totally slave mentality.
You have a slave mentality, Lewis.
No,
You
you need to
stuck
stop that.
400
You need to
years
stop
ago,
trying to
bro.
give Grant cover.
Grant,
We
why
know
you
what
didn't
Grant
say
said
that
See,
last
to
week.
No,
Grant? Why
no,
you didn't say that to
no.
I
Kevin
give him
Hart,
I give him
Grant?
the rope. Not give him the
Grant, why you
rope.
didn't
Cause
say
Give
it to
him
Kevin
I'll
Hart?
tell you
give
why.
him the
Kevin
rope.
Hart don't act like a slave.
Well, no, you would have never said that to him on that platform. But keep going,
Kevin
Louise.
Hart, if Kevin Hart, if
I
I
mean,
wouldn't have
Kevin
had
Hart
Kevin
puts
Hart,
on dresses. He
I
puts
wouldn't have
on
had Kevin
dresses.
Hart.
We don't listen to Kevin Hart.
I wouldn't have had Kevin Hart up in there if he
Well, I don't
acted
know
like
nothing
a
about
slave.
dresses.
Yeah, men don't put
And
on
and
dresses.
and
Don't tell
Luis
Kevin
said it
Hart I
right.
said that.
Luis said it right.
Oh,
It's
and Carlos,
20%
one
what
more second,
happens
Grant.
to you, and
Carlos,
80%,
All
eighty
right, this
percent how you handle it. And right now he's handling it like it's 400 years ago.
what the fuck you know about 400 years ago and how I would have responded? I would have Nat Turner jazz for talking like that 400 years
Ooh.
ago, let alone today.
Okay.
I
Don't
got the
talk this
brick,
shit
Louise.
over
I
the
got the
phone.
400
brick.
years
Yo,
ago, you couldn't have the voice you're having right now, son.
your fucking mouth. You don't know what the fuck I would have had. Yo, listen.
I want my guys. Want my
So
guys.
the
Nah, nah,
voice
nah,
cannot
nah,
be had.
Jonathan,
Why is there
move
slave
back.
mentality?
Move back before your slave mentality hold you to the gun line, boss. Respectfully, move the fuck back.
You want
Yo,
to look at the
listen.
crazies.
Yo, listen.
Yeah.
I
You
tell
know,
you on a lot of other night, nope, nope, nope.
You
Let him
triggered,
catch this
bro.
work. Let me fucking
Lu-
cook. Yo, look.
Louis, you know, the
Nah, this ain't
problem here
about
is that,
context. Nah,
yeah,
nah, nah. I'm
is,
not. Listen, this is not an emotional response. I
It is
promise
very
you.
emotional,
Watch your fucking
bro.
mouth. This ain't about what you
No,
talking
ain't
about right
nobody
now.
thinks you're not being emotional right now. You're the only one
I
that could say
don't
that.
give a fuck, right? And
I
I'm gonna tell you the
That's
truth that you
emotional
need to
right
hear,
there.
not one that somebody's gonna protect you from hearing. So that's why I'm asking Jonathan to move back, and that's why I just want to speak my piece. You come on here, you get to speak interrupted, you say a lot of bullshit. A lot of people don't push back on you because they worried about their opportunity. My opportunity is in the here and the now. You don't know nothing about being a slave. You probably know about more about making people slaves
Neither
for
do
You
you
you,
don't know
than
Louis.
that.
giving
You
liberation
don't
and
know
shit.
that.
I'm
Slaves
not
don't
gonna
come
Are
in
you a
sit
trouble.
here
slave, Louis?
and listen. Yo, I work for
Danny,
myself.
leave
I
him alone.
provide opportunities for my
You
community.
said
I
Grant doesn't
teach our
know
youth.
anything about being
I
a
uplift
slave.
my
Neither do
fucking
you.
community. I help at homeless shelters.
That's
You're
my
not gonna
point.
sit
Neither do
here and tell
you.
me
You're
about
not a
shit.
slave either.
Danny,
So
leave him
I didn't
alone.
call
Let
you
him
a
calm
slave.
down.
Okay, I
Like
will.
I don't
Okay.
understand why you coming off mic jumping in the front of bullets for somebody. Like you don't even know this man.
I'm talking directly to you. I'm not speaking. I'm not.
Okay, let me
No,
say
no,
this,
no.
Louis.
One second.
Nah,
One
man.
Why
second.
Nah,
he
One
let
second.
him
drop
work.
One
her?
second.
Let
One
him
second. One
work.
second. One second. Hold on. Don't drop her,
Let
guys.
Louise
No, no.
speak.
One second. You guys, don't drop
I
her.
don't even got
Moving people
control to come
now?
to put my. I can't. I don't. You would have seen my hand. What are you talking
No,
about?
she hanging around the wrong people and they gassing her up.
Yeah, but
Go
don't
ahead,
drop. Don't
I
drop
Louise.
her.
get.
Don't
I
drop
didn't
her.
I don't.
drop her. I
I
didn't
don't
drop
have
her. Go
controls.
ahead,
I can't
Louise.
mute my. Look. I'm
Louise,
trying to
keep
mute my mic.
going. Go.
Nah, go talk. I can't mute my mic.
Okay,
You
Somebody
want me
No,
to
mute
let,
me.
mute
let, let,
you?
Louis.
Yeah,
yeah,
please
Louis,
mute me.
minimize. All you have to do is minimize yourself, and then you can hit mic, mute, and it kind of comes back up.
Okay.
From the minimize screen, that you can do it from the minimize screen. But
I don't even understand what we are arguing about. Everybody understand and agree that there is something called slave mentality that is real, okay, which is born out of social conditioning based on somebody's individual experience. It does happen. You cannot be an arbiter how somebody react to certain societal cues based on that. Okay, the woman is thinking the way that she's thinking because of her personal experiences, and we see this is a mental state. We see this happening all the time. We see people that have been in the military that when they leave the military, they find it very difficult to adjust to societal life. It's a mental state. And if the woman comes in here and expresses to us, what she's mentally operating from, and Jonathan, I appreciate you trying to give her an encouragement, but it's not something that we should beat her down for. It's something that we should acknowledge that is a mental state, is the way that she processes circumstances in her life, and then try to encourage her and say, you know what, you have more power than you have. So if we all agree that slave mentality do agree, why should we then, castigate somebody for operating from that mental state?
Because
Arrest.
we don't all
So
agree
you,
that there is such thing as a slave mentality. I keep saying that the enslaved were in captivity, held against their will, beaten, brutalized, raped. So, what mentality did those people have that in present day society could be languaged as their slave mentality? That's what I
It
keep trying
is
to make the
see,
correlation
see,
to.
yeah,
it
and
is
Also,
empirical.
also,
Let me answer
also,
that.
also, again, like I said with the lady, I agree with Jonathan. I'm an American, so the Constitution, all that stuff applies to me wholeheartedly. But if her mindset is based on whatever fears, traumas, whatever she's experiencing present day with this current administration, then that's real. So again, how can it be equated that she has a slave mentality when she's literally going off of what she's seeing is happening today? So go ahead,
I'm
Sir Drew, explain to
hold on one
me
second. Hold
how
on.
the slave mindset back then applies is slave mentality today.
No, one second. The reason I said she, and well, first of all, I agree when Jonathan said it, and then about her mindset, and I said she had it, and I straight up said it, and I would still say that because she said that the Constitution doesn't apply to us, and it only applies to our the colonizers. Okay, their Constitution. All right, and so and all I did was tell her like, hey, the Constitution apply, and you got to stop thinking like that and go out there and get what you can get. You guys want to come on and say, wait a minute, I should have told her that. So here, I'm going to give you the coddling advice that they want me to give you. Here it is. Okay, here's the coddling advice that Rochelle wants me to give you.
Asshole.
It's not your fault. Nothing's your fault. If you're not making it, don't worry about it. Let's blame it on the colonizers. Okay, and because they're holding us back 100%, and there's no way you're going to be able to make it through that. So I wanted that if that's the advice that Rochelle wanted me to give you, because I gave solid advice saying that hey, you can that this the way this is America, and people make it all the time. Okay, there may be some exceptions, and there may be some people that make it that some things that people make it at normally, but they do. Okay, and they do it here more than they do it anywhere else. So, but you're not going to do that because I want you to keep looking to others and blaming them for it. Because the only thing I said to you that you are an American, you're full-blooded American, you have the same protections, okay, and to the Constitution as anyone else and everyone else, and that you shouldn't use that as an excuse to stop you from being the best that you can be. Okay, that's the only thing I said to you.
So
All right,
here's the
and
thing.
that's what I hope that someone would say to me because I am an American, and there's no their Constitution. It's my Constitution. It's our Constitution. We own that together. And and if they come and if someone comes to me and say my Constitution, I'm gonna say my this, okay? Because it's my goddamn Constitution as well. And that's what I got called out for saying that no, it's not their
No, that's a
Constitution,
lie.
it's my Constitution,
Nope, that's a
okay?
lie.
And that you can be all you can be, okay? And that mentality,
Mm-mm.
okay, of self exclusion isn't one that's going to get you very far. That's
Mm-mm.
a, that's what
But
that.
let's be clear though. We don't Black people don't own the word slave or ghetto. Let's make that very clear. Every time
Exactly. The
slavery was
Jews
brought
was
up,
getting slaves much longer than we were.
Who muted me when I was talking?
I don't know.
What I said to you, Jonathan, is I
Wait,
agree.
somebody's muting me?
Yeah, somebody muted me.
They must
It's
have hit mute all. They hit mute all because they muted me as well. No, all
okay.
I guess Jews were slaves longer than we were.
So we're not talking about the Jews. Let's stop
I know because
deflating
it's
and stop
inconvenient. It's
deflecting.
inconvenient.
How long
Yeah,
were they
let's
It's
no
slaves?
no
inconvenient.
we're
How long were they
deflecting.
slaves?
Were they slaves in the United States?
How long were they slaves?
Were they slaves in the
Were
U.S.?
they
Louis,
chattel slaves?
excuse me.
How long were they slaves and were they chattel slaves?
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're
Don't
slaves
fuck
longer
up
than
and go
us.
down this lane. Just stay in the
No,
other
no,
lane.
no,
Go
no, no,
ahead.
no, no,
I'll
no,
let
no,
you
no.
move
They
back.
were slaves longer than us.
I'll let you move back. How long were they slaves?
Okay, I'll find the exact
Okay, yeah,
number.
thank you.
Okay,
And then were they chattel slaves?
but what does it matter?
To do with
It
the
So were
absolutely
they
matters.
slaves under this Constitution in the United States, Jonathan, before it started being amended?
Oh,
Hmm?
that's where we're going now.
No,
Okay,
you
okay, okay.
you went there.
I'm sorry, you're right.
You brought
I'm
the
fat.
Jewish people
I
into this
apologize for
when they
trying to
have
take away from you.
nothing to do
I
with this at
apologize for taking away
all.
from your selfish bag.
They have nothing to do with
I,
this, Jonathan.
no,
You
no.
deflected to them.
I
So
apologize for
I'm
taking
asking
away from
you.
your
I
selfish
am
badge.
yeah, say all that all you want to, 'cause
Yeah,
whatever.
I know, cause
It's
I
bullshit.
know
It's
you love
bullshit.
being, I
It's
know you love
bullshit.
being able to
No,
say that
it's
you
bullshit.
lived under
It's bullshit.
suffrage.
No. So again, the Jewish community were not enslaved in the United States under the United States Constitution at the time when slavery happened. So Jonathan, I didn't say what you said I said. I said I agree with you because I'm an American. So the Constitution, everything applies to me. So that part that you talked to her about, I agree with that. And I said that. Again, I keep trying to understand what was the mentality of those people back then when they were enslaved? And why is that being applied to people today? And that's what you
can I
still have
answer
not
that?
that's what you still have not been able to answer because you also are not acknowledging what's present going on present day and what her fears may be and how she feels as though seeing him run roughshod over the Constitution today, how that could in her mindset mean that the Constitution doesn't even apply to us because look at what he's doing in the name of the Constitution for his people. But since she's not here to further explain herself or to expound on what she
I'm
really
here,
meant by her
sis.
statement.
I'm
I'm so
here.
you here?
Oh, yeah, she is. She just staying quiet because she letting you make a fool for yourself.
Well, no,
Yourself.
I'm not making a fool of myself at all. That's in your opinion
All
and
right,
stuff
let's go.
because I'm challenging what you're saying and stuff because you're not even coherent because you're even changing your disposition
I have not changed my disposition at one
on what
time.
you meant. You can accomplish anything. You can do whatever you want to do. Da 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 da.
No, I have
No,
not changed my position at one time.
you handed her ass for even thinking what she thought.
Exactly, and 100%. And I told her that I wouldn't have be around her. I said if we were out on a date, I would pay for the dinner and I would leave her ass there. Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly what you
I
said.
know what I said.
All this
And
other,
when
you can do
and if she
anything you
start if
want
she
to do. You can
start
be
talk
whatever you
if she
want to be in
start
life. You never said any of that to her.
I did
Stop
say
it.
that. I did say that. I said, don't
You
let that
didn't.
stop you because it's ours. I said, don't let that be an obstacle and self exclude yourself. And I wouldn't be around you because I knew I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything around you in my life. I wouldn't have kids with you. I said, I
Okay.
wouldn't procreate. I said, I wouldn't procreate with you because I know you'll be telling our kids that they couldn't
And
do
that's what I'm
shit.
saying. That's the
So don't
stuff
tell
you
me I
said
never
to
said
her.
that.
No, you did
That-
not tell her. You can do
I
whatever you
did,
want to
ma'am.
do. You
One
can be
second.
whatever you want to be
Well,
in life. Da da da
one
da.
second, one
All
second,
the
one
other
second.
stuff you said.
Rashad,
That you ain't say none of that.
no,
Stop
no,
it.
no.
You said
What I
exactly what you
said,
just said. You said to her.
what I said to her is that she has a mentality I wouldn't want around myself, on my family, and I wouldn't introduce her to my dead mother. Is what I said. I said because,
Exactly.
of course, because that mentality is a mentality that's going to keep you from growing. Is a mentality of excuses instead of conquering. Okay, my every day I wake up, I look for something to conquer. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm gonna conquer something that day. I'm gonna conquer something. I don't give a fuck if it's a fucking meal. I'm gonna conquer something that fucking day.
But how do you know that she's not doing that in her life because she made that one
Because
statement?
because
How
she
do you
already
know
said
that?
because she already said that she already excluded herself. Okay, she took herself out of the
I wish
race
she
when
would come off mic so I can
she
answer
took
some
herself out of the
questions.
race when she said the Constitution wasn't hers
Well,
and that
no,
she's been
maybe
colonized
she
and
felt
she's
that
been
way about that, but
colonized.
that doesn't say what she's doing in her current present day
Okay,
life.
well you can't do
Yeah.
shit without the Constitution.
Jonathan,
Well,
stop.
I don't think that I was necessarily meaning that I didn't feel like the Constitution wasn't like mine today. You know, I made the statement in reference to when the Constitution was established, it didn't include us.
That she going
That's
to that's a
that's what I
remix.
had referenced.
Now she's
And
doing a remix.
I'm like y'all some big dogs in the conversation. I'm a little bit intimidated to
No,
have the
you
conversation
important.
with
You
you
important.
guys.
Mm-mm. Child, come on, just have it. So let me ask you this. So do you feel as though in life you can't accomplish anything, that you can't go after your dreams and the things you aspire to because of how you feel about the Constitution, the comments you made?
No, I feel very accomplished. I've done a lot of great things in my life, and also built up my children to be very productive in the opportunities that are laid out in the country.
There you have it, Jonathan.
No, Chad, she changed her shit up. She already said that. She said she admitted to the shit earlier, but now she walked. But here's the thing.
No, no,
That's
no.
good.
I'm saying like when I spoke in reference to the comment in reference to their constitution, I did elaborate and say like and I was
You
speaking
did
in
not
terms
elaborate, but that's
of
fine.
I elaborated in reference to saying when the Constitution was established in the beginning, it didn't include us.
That you never said that. Louis said
I did. I said that.
that.
I said
Okay.
when the Constitution was established,
Okay.
it didn't include us.
Okay. Okay.
But I
You
know
know what?
that you were, telling
If you're
me,
smart enough, you know what? You're smart enough to say that. Now I'm gonna give you grace because you didn't say that, but
is
that.
this room still on
Jonathan,
replays on Clubhouse?
you're remixing too, Jonathan. You're remixing too.
No, I have not remixed.
Yes, you
I have
have.
not remixed. Name one thing I remixed on.
What's your name, Gavina?
It's Javera.
Oh, Javira. I'm sorry
It
for
sounds like
annihilating your name,
she
No,
doesn't.
no,
Javira.
no. I
What are
don't
you
think she's
reading,
reading.
girl? You
I'm not reading chat. That's the problem.
It's okay,
Javita.
Rochelle.
Javita. Um,
It
did
sounds
Grant
like
tell you
she
you could be
doesn't feel like
anything?
she's been
Shut up,
held back
Grant.
from
Before I
anything.
chat, go pull
Sounds
up
like
that Kevin Hart interview that came across my threads and stuff.
okay?
Grant, he was a
Okay.
little bitch on there. He didn't say none of the stuff he said.
it sounds like the young lady doesn't feel like anything's held her back.
Damn it!
I couldn't hear you, Grant. What did you say?
It sounds like the young lady doesn't feel like anything's held her back.
Don't come in here throwing me down. Stop it.
Javira, you're the young lady he's referring to, sweetie pie.
Right. Like, I mean, I think that there's things going on. I think that we're all going through different things, and everybody is being affected in different ways. Like I seen in your comments that you said like slavery doesn't exist, and not based off like the 13th Amendment, it does very well still exist in regards to that. And then
What still exists?
slavery based off the
Where?
13th Amendment
Where?
as a punishment to crime,
Okay, okay.
a
Go
part
ahead.
of the amendment. And that's one of the things that's like not in most history books.
Don't
they
hurt
just
them.
they just speak that slavery does not exist. But in most history books, I know here in Georgia, it doesn't have the part
Oh, that explains it.
except
You
punishment
you from
for
Georgia?
crime. Yes, I am
Jonathan
from
Saffold.
Georgia, from the South.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
um
saying. That's explaining. Y'all not the brightest down there. I get that. I understand now. Go ahead.
well,
I'm gonna give you a little bit
everybody's
more grace.
Jonathan,
entitled
you're
to their
horrible.
Ah,
opinion,
shit.
everybody's
I
Don't pay
entitled to
him
understand.
no
their
mind.
opinion.
He's just messing with you. Jonathan,
I
let her get in
understand.
the
Don't pay
house
him no
good. Let her
mind.
get comfortable.
And
Women are
leave the
very
Yes,
South.
different.
Lord.
Put the house shoes on.
Chat
Southern
and
women are
and,
very
le- and leave
different,
the
though.
South alone, Jonathan.
Right, leave us alone.
Ignore him, Geneva.
She messed him
It's
up with that 13th
Javera.
Amendment, which
Y'all
is
gonna mess
punishment.
Javera.
up that poor lady name.
Javera.
Repeat the damn thing. The
Javira.
Yes.
Don't
And
worry.
then one of the
Welcome to the family, Javira.
thank you guys. I got tough skin, but like still just working on, public speaking, especially, with, people who are, very qualified and having conversations and get into the debates. I get a little bit nervous and I kind of back out a little bit
You
and listen
are,
more.
you're going to be just fine. And
Thank
congrats
you.
on,
I mean, yeah,
takes a
look
lot
at
of
Mark.
courage to come up here and speak,
Thank you. And
especially when
It
you
really
disagree
does.
with people.
with some of the topics of conversations, and the points that was made, especially Jonathan, and when Lewis was speaking as well, I had put in a comment in the chat because she's like, well, that's the past and we need to focus on the future. And I asked a question in reference to like a historical right and what did people, because even with my question, it was more so like I asked what was y'all thoughts and what was y'all opinion. I wasn't necessarily saying that that was my official state of mind when I asked about the
Actually, you said you were concerned. This thing is recorded. Don't do that. Cause I'll hold a whole room when you ask tomorrow.
Yes, I did ask the question. I said, what was your opinion?
No,
And
you
if
said
y'all could
because
give
I'm
me,
scared
I said,
because
what?
because
No,
because you said because
no,
us
no,
black people.
Jonathan, come on, brother, come on now.
Yo,
I said,
did
what
she
was
say this
y'all
before
thoughts
or
and
after,
what was
guys?
y'all? Hold
Well, if she
on.
said she
What?
was scared, then
Was
that
this
speaks to
before
her
or
fears.
after?
That
Was it?
speaks to her
Well,
Oh,
hold
oh,
on.
that that's ready. That's
Let me
ready.
her
get
That's
the whole
present
point.
day
that
Well,
fears.
recording's
yeah,
ready. That recording's
yes.
ready.
Well, let me get the whole thing out and then
No, I'm
see.
gonna go get that recording. It's ready right now.
I said, what was y'all opinions on the birthright and how it would affect black citizens? Being that I was wondering if they fell up under that as well, and it was not going to be limited to the immigrants because I thought that in
Chat, get
history.
that. Chat, go to Clubhouse and play that, please. She said something
Yes.
totally different.
Okay,
Chat, can
okay.
you?
Get the
Yeah,
clip. Get the
she said
clip. Get the
chat,
clip.
chat.
But while we're
Definitely.
waiting on the clip,
Chad,
while we're
play
waiting,
Jonathan's part two where he said something
Yeah,
different
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. We
look,
gonna don't worry. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it all.
Wait, what am I doing? I'm
Go to
sorry. What happened?
while
Go to
we wait on the
Clubhouse and play that
clip, I
clip.
wanted to
Oh,
ask
okay.
about the comment in reference to like
It's
the
at the very
historical
end. It's
right.
at the very
If
end of the
you
show.
don't know your history, the importance of history to the comment when people say, "Well, that's the past, and we need to focus on the future." I wanted to ask y'all's opinion in reference to like a historical right. If you don't know your history, then you're bound to repeat it. And what black people don't want to do is repeat history in some situations because it wasn't that great for them.
Okay. Guys, all right. So Chad's gonna play this. We're gonna move on, guys. Welcome to Debate the News, guys. We're talking we we got a hot one tonight. We got Luis Estrella, we got Rochelle, um, and
Javira.
and Gavir. Okay, you want to? Okay, we got people with some slave mentality. Coming at us
As
tonight.
Jonathan!
Yes.
We're
asshole.
gonna keep pushing the slave
Clearly
No!
for
mentality thing, ain't you?
Rochelle.
Coming at us tonight because they're telling us that the
Javina, don't take
Constitution
that.
that there's two Americas. Look at you. Look at Dan. Danny, that's what see Danny. Danny's becoming that's an OG right there. She's getting on camera now. And
Yeah, she
that,
good and comfortable.
that's what I'm saying. And I love that about people. Matter of fact, Danny, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna follow your ass.
You haven't followed
You
Danny
don't?
this whole
Yeah,
time?
Right? What the heck?
I stopped
What an
following her. I
honor.
stopped
Listen.
following her.
Oh,
I
what an
stopped following her
honor.
when she said that crazy shit about Trump a while back. Well, I was like, fuck her.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That
But
makes
I
sense.
co-host her. I co-host her, but she's a
Not fuck her. Damn.
but she came in the other one night and she's like, look, I
She was
know.
hurt.
No, wait. She's
That's
like,
why I'm laughing. He
wait, hold up.
was
Danny,
hurt.
we love
Well,
you.
hold up. The other night she came in. She's like, yeah, I know the shit I say is what you call it, and I know he doing this right here, but I still feel the way I feel. And I was like, you know what? She's right. She's not blind. She has the right to feel the way she fucking feels. And so that's when I like okay, I'm gonna stop because she's right. She has the right to feel the way she feels. Okay. I'm like she's naive and whatever, but she knows how she feels and she feels the way she feels, and she feels that way because she wants to feel that way. And I'm like, you know what? I think that was a week ago. I said, I'm not mad at you, Danny. You remember that, right? I like if you
I
said you
remember.
understand it, but you still feel that way, I gotta respect you. And so
Yeah,
there it
y'all be
is.
trying to. The moment I said my age in here, everybody has used it against me, and I'm
No,
just like,
I
y'all
was talking
better.
about age. I never cared about your age.
Well, maybe not you, but it seems
Yeah,
like a
your
majority.
boyfriend
They
like 72
dismiss my
years
point.
old. Your boyfriend 72. So that makes up for
Jonathan.
it.
How old is
Da-
Danny?
Now that shit was
I asked
funny.
Danny
I
age.
don't
Danny,
know how old you
wow.
Shit.
are.
Like, who is
Now
Nah,
that
Danny?
shit
shit.
And
was
where
funny
is
as hell.
he?
I ain't
And
gonna
where is his
lie.
microphone? Because he
Who said
wilding
Bill
in
Bill,
this chat.
what that have to do with
Belichick?
Not
me?
Bill
Danny, I don't know if
Belichick.
everybody know your age and stuff, so I don't know if everybody's treating you based on your age because we don't know how old you are. Me and Chat for sure.
Oh, I'm 20. I turned 27 in April.
So people are treating you like you're 27.
They just it's so funny. I gotta give it to her. I gotta give it
I'm
to her.
dead ass.
My points immediately when I say something, like usually it's with Cindy or maybe for Sean or somebody. When I say something, they ask how old I am, and they're like, "Oh, you still got some learning to do. You still got some life to live." And I'm just like, and completely dismiss my point just because I'm young. I'm like, no, that's not fair. It's not fair. I do have some years to live, but I think I'm very wise for my age. And, and I make a lot of valid points, like Jonathan said. So don't try to use that to dismiss my point, is my point. But it's not a lot of people in here. It's just been happening a lot in other spaces. But yeah, that's funny that Jonathan brought up my. We're not even together anymore, Jonathan. But
Y'all broke up that
uh,
fast?
Y'all broke up already?
Wait, y'all was just
Yeah,
together.
yo, was just we had a room the other day. We had the other room the other day. Like and her man, like 72 years old, right? And so she
he's
like my man.
53.
Hi.
Or he'll be
Well,
53. So
she like my
stop.
man, like 20. My man, like 30 years older than me. I was like,
Who broke up?
okay.
Who broke up with who?
Now he broke up with her young ass.
He too old to be making like that.
I think the her.
Wait, Danny, he broke up with you?
Hmm.
Oh
It's
shit.
Young Rico.
He found a 20. He found a 19-year-old.
Y'all
Better
wrong.
things to
Y'all
come.
leave Danny
Look,
alone.
You
Y'all
must
wrong.
not know.
wrong, just wrong.
Danny, better things to come, girl. Better
Right.
things to come. More blessings.
You the old chick now.
Yo, what
Wait a
the
You
minute.
fuck?
probably run into somebody that
I'm
suffers
Oh,
from
this
less
is
dying.
not the
How
ED.
one.
old now? That's crazy.
You
But
probably
okay.
are running into somebody that deals with less ED, princess.
Oh shit.
Wait a minute.
And that
That's
is a problem.
Yo.
right.
Not Barb jumping in. Y'all are so funny. I'm laughing at all y'all. No, but I messed it up. So I take full accountability.
Oh, you got
My
caught
fault.
cheating. You got caught cheating.
She went and got a
Okay.
30 year
I'm
old.
not saying nothing more.
His
I
back
should have
wasn't
told y'all
up to
that.
it.
I'm not saying no more of my business.
Yes, he
But
got caught cheating. Yep. Yep. Messed around with a young boy,
Jonathan, I told you
a 29-year-old.
you need the Oprah
I
DTN
would.
version.
We got the clip ready, Jonathan?
Now they're
Yeah,
getting the
where's the
clip.
clip?
Chat's getting the clip right now. And Gervina, how old are you, Gervina?
Javira,
Javira.
Javira.
You
Hey,
asshole,
girl,
Jonathan.
At least
please
get
help
the
me.
the
Because
Vera
you,
Damn,
part
you
right.
because
damn.
that statement you made
Together.
that statement you made was some young girl shit. That's the only reason I'm asking.
Serious?
You
Wow.
you asshole, Jonathan.
Which statement
Diabolical.
was the young girl shit? Their constitution or the
Eh,
ED?
Yeah, anyone that thinks that their constitution, that the constitution doesn't apply to them is very unaware.
That's not what you said, though.
Well, we're about to
No,
play the
but
clip.
that's what he likes to address.
I
Okay.
see
He likes
that.
to address the shit people don't
And
say.
right, but he's still trying to, he's neglecting.
Well, we have the clip. Chat is towards the end. All right, or like the last 5 minutes of the show. Guys, welcome to Debate the News. And guys, if you guys have not downloaded the podcast, make sure you guys download the podcast. And, the links up top, both on Clubhouse and on CH and Chatter. Make sure you guys, if you guys are not following us, make sure you guys follow us. 57% of you guys are not following us, man. You guys rock out with us every night, but yet you guys don't follow the podcast. It's crazy that you guys don't do that, man. And we're definitely here every night, rain or shine, pandemic or not, we're still here, rocking out, putting this information out. So make sure you guys are following the podcast. That's the only social currency we ask for. Pretty soon we're gonna start requiring that you guys share with your loved ones and your families and all that other stuff. And then after that, we're gonna start requesting that you guys get tattoos of the show logo. But we haven't gotten that far yet. Right now we just want you guys to follow us and download a few episodes is what we're requesting. Um, so chat, let me know when you get to that part right there where that question was asked, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. But in the meantime, we're gonna go back over to Rochelle, Luis, and everyone else.
I just wanted to say, who's your Andrew friend? Cause he been wilding in the chat.
Who asked that question? Gavir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Okay,
could
so
try.
wow, that's crazy.
Javira.
Yeah, Andrew just damn Andrew, because that's her first night here, and first person she pointed out was you. So
Did
That's
we
our
you see what he
resident.
put in the
That's our
chat?
resident.
Did
That's
you
our
Yeah,
see?
resident Karen.
he's
no, I
obsessed
haven't
with
looked at the
black
chat.
people. That's his problem. So
That's our
just
resident
he'll
Karen.
be
You
No,
just
okay.
gotta let
no,
him.
guys, we're gonna go off race like that too much, but yeah,
I
It's
mean,
true.
like, wow, he really said some things. I don't know if you looked at the chat, but if
What
I
is he
was,
Carlos.
saying?
look,
What
What
is
do you
he
say,
saying,
Carlos?
if I
Gavina?
was
Oh, I
suffering,
had to screenshot his ass.
What
if
is he
I,
saying, Gavina? Tell Jonathan what
uh,
he's saying.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Javira.
we need a record.
Yeah.
Thank
What
you.
did I say? What's so wild?
Won't you say it, Andrew?
yeah, you go ahead on and
I
say it.
mean, let's go.
Say all the stuff you were saying about slavery and everything. Say it.
Clip it.
What did I say about it?
Oh,
Say
don't
Don't
worry
worry.
about it. We got
anything
Oh
screenshots.
you was able
We'll
That's
to
a
wake it up
type
selective
it,
tomorrow.
memory.
but you can't say it?
no. Well, here's the thing. So we're talking about slave mentality. We got people in here talking about how slavery is still legal in the United States per the 13th Amendment.
it is Andrew.
Oh,
Okay.
if you're in
Well, you know
prison,
he's dumb.
if
He
you're
don't
in
understand.
prison, I cannot buy a slave. I cannot even hire someone in prison.
Actually, Andrew, you can hire people. They have people in prison answering the phone. They're telemarketer. They're customer service. Their
It,
customer service. They have
You
they
better tell.
you can, yeah, yes you can. There's a whole bunch of
Okay,
companies that hire.
where can I get me
That's
some
that logic.
slaves,
you got,
Well,
Jamie?
send him back to
you
the
got to
special
do
ed
that.
section.
Clip it.
Bruh.
Somebody,
Because
hold
some of
on.
these 13th Amendment
Andrew
stuff.
is
This
wild. Oh
motherfucker.
my
Andrew, it's time to go to
You
sleep.
actually benefit off slave labor from companies like IBM
I
and
don't benefit shit from slaves. Just so
so
you
That's a
so
know.
so
motherfucking lie. Go
hold
ahead,
on real
finish
quick.
here.
Okay, do you benefit from slaves?
The license
The
plates that
city
we
that
have, a
the
lot of the chairs that we have, a lot of the tables that we use. What are you
hold
talking about?
on, hold on. Actually,
This
I
is
live.
wild.
Listen, actually, I stay in a city with the largest working prison camp, in the state of Georgia that benefit almost $20 million a year off of slave
Well,
labor.
I guess that's how y'all do in Georgia. But
Yeah, Georgia is the state that ratified the 13th, that signed, because they needed 26 signatures at the time, that officially signed slavery back into the existence based off the 13th Amendment. So
Well,
yes, down here
I
in
need to
Georgia,
move to Georgia to get me some slaves.
you
Damn.
see what I'm
Hey,
saying?
come on
That's
down
Nah,
here,
the
yo,
Andrew.
nah, you
Not what
You
she
stop,
said.
let
bruh.
this work
Andrew,
out.
come on down here.
Not
I
her
got you.
saying, you see what I'm saying?
Damn.
Andrew, come on down here. I got you.
I wish I'd have
You,
known that a long time
I bet
ago.
you won't make it back to Alabama.
This shit's
Jonathan, is your room wheelchair accessible? Because apparently we are
You have
United
you have to
Mutually
have some capital to
quadriplegic.
get to purchase anything. Andrew has nothing.
Andrew's got that Alabama mentality. He can't help himself.
oh my
Andrew doesn't
god.
he doesn't realize he's DEI. He's a slave himself. He hasn't looked in the mirror yet.
And he's a beggar. A beggar can't try and own anything. They don't have anything.
Um,
Alright.
ay, 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 man, this is getting a little. Andrew, I can't.
Diabolical, bro.
Yeah, I know, Andrew. I can't say anything after you said what you said. I gotta, yeah. Ooh, God.
I'd never heard of anyone. Look, the
You gotta
only
let him
Okay, so
catch
let
his
me give
I
you
hand.
this.
draw
Let
Andrew,
me
I
the
give
think I
you.
want
only
to call
slaves,
too.
the
Hold
only
What?
on.
slaves I
He
can get,
laughs. He
Let me
I
give
would
laughs.
you
have to
Like,
do
guys.
human trafficking to get some slaves.
Hold on. Let me give you guys
Yep,
this
because
right
that's just how
here.
dirty you are.
Let me
You
give
of
you
that
guys a
mindset.
let me give you guys a list of companies that contract prison labor. IBM, Boyle, Motorola, Microsoft, AT&T, Texas Instrument, Dell,
McDonald's.
Compaq, Honeywell, Howard Packard, Nortel.
Hewlett
Uh,
Packard.
okay, help me out with my
Yeah,
enunciation.
you're from Georgia. That's all. It's okay. Take your time. We understand.
You're a hater,
Bless your
Jonathan.
heart. Bless your heart. Go ahead.
So all I gotta do is open up a prison, and then I get to
I
use them
swear
all.
to
All you have
God,
to all you have to do
seriously?
is get some capital, but you're too poor for that, a beggar.
Lucid Technology, 3Com, Intel, Northern Telecom, TWA, Nordstorm, and Revlon,
Nordstrom's.
Macy's,
Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's.
Nordstrom's,
It's a
Revlon,
department store.
Macy's, Hearst Carden, and Target stores. That's just to name a few.
Okay. Bless your heart. She
You're a
read. She
hater,
read.
Jonathan.
She read the hell out of that list. You read the hell
Yes,
out of
you
that
a
list.
hater, Jonathan. Chat, you ready to go, chat?
I'm ready.
Jonathan's a hater.
Let's go
With
chat.
that being said,
One second.
So, Chat, what you're saying, if they buy these products, then they benefit from slavery, is what you're saying.
The products or the work wouldn't have been made to be available to purchase if they didn't do the work. So it was a
Are
benefit.
they slaves or low paid laborers?
They're
These
low pay.
this
They're
is
paid.
prison laborers.
Yeah, prison laborers, and they get paid, but they get paid way below. They probably get 80 cent, $1, $1.20 a day or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
because they get
Yeah,
their room and
we
board
use the word
paid.
slave too loosely. Like slaves were brought here against their will. If these people are willingly working for minimum pay or low pay, that's completely different.
No,
Well,
Exactly.
no, not
no,
based
no,
off
no.
the
No,
13th Amendment.
they have to work. They have to work. As part of their punishment, they have to work. They don't have a
Did
say.
they have to commit the crime to get in jail?
Here's the funny part: all of them didn't commit a
That's a
crime.
good question.
Okay. All right. Yeah, chat. You
Then
got
why are
the
they in
Okay,
jail?
I'm
chat.
ready.
African
Let's go,
Americans
chat.
are probably the most insulated group of them from looking at
No, you
that
gotta go.
people are
You gotta go.
third
You got before
generation.
that. It's before that. It's
You
before
look
that.
back and what it the letting everything like that. So thanks for the polite. Let's raise your hand. Let's hear from you. Then we'll jump back into it. Let's go. Awesome. Thank you. First, I want to give a big shout out to the Chatter Social app. I have really enjoyed the app. I've been friends with you guys over on the Clubhouse app and transitioned a part of the beta team and everything. I have a group of friends and I that do movie night regularly over here on Chatter, and we're promoting the app and inviting our friends and everything like that. So big ups. I love it, and I can't wait till we get more followings and people willing to cross over. I know one of the things a lot of people are looking for is like the replay type feature so that they can, keep their content and things like that. But kind of pulling the conversation back to the birthright
citizenship. And I was wondering, what do people think, and if they have any insight on how it affects actual Black citizens? Because I think Black citizens, while they are promoting it for migrants, but I think Black citizens also fall up under that birthright citizenship. The descendants of the transatlantic slave trade got their citizenship based off birthrights. I think that it only the Caucasian Americans really officially, if we go back in history, benefit of American citizenship, because when citizenship was first established in history, they only had to be residents of the country for 2 years. And so I think it's a rabbit hole there, and wondering if anybody know about those details to be facts, and how it may roll over into affecting Black American citizenship as well. Can I take this one? Can I take this one? See, I posed it as a question.
Jonathan, you did that to her when she was asking a question, Jonathan.
Right.
That's a
Andrew said
shame.
he had a
That's a
question. I thought
shame,
And
he
that was
wanted
a
to
Jonathan.
ask if
very
the
smart
prison was
question.
hiring.
That's a shame, Jonathan.
So I never
Right. You
said that
actually
that
you
was
actually
my
proved
state
her
of
right.
mind. I just asked, I asked a question for clarity and to get some insight on some details about it that I didn't
No,
have full knowledge.
no, you gotta play the whole thing out. You gotta play the response. And once again, I asked, can I take that question? Absolutely, I can I take it because other people
But
wanted
you
it.
said that I didn't ask it as a
No, no,
question.
no. What I said, no. What I didn't see you next as a question. Obviously, it was a question. That's how you started off. You made a question, but you also said that you said that you didn't say it about black people. You did. You said that they don't get rights, and you said that it benefits white people. Okay, that's what you said. So let's not. You're doing a whole remix right now. Okay, because what you said before was you didn't say any of that stuff, and that you didn't say that it was affecting blacks. You just said that you thought that.
No,
Uh,
I answered. I said the part about affecting blacks when you went as a rebuttal to after you responded when
okay,
you
no, you
asked me
just said it.
about
You
the
just said it right.
Constitution
You just
part.
said it right there. You just said it in the question. But anyway, Rochelle, I mean, Chad, you got to play my response, okay? Because that's the whole thing. I wanted you guys to play the response. I was waiting. I thought you were gonna
Oh,
play the
they
response.
kept I thought my
No,
computer
they
was
should.
chirping.
No. They shouldn't have interrupted at all. They shouldn't have interrupted.
I
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
apologize.
No. Please don't interrupt, guys, until we tell you guys to
Yeah,
interrupt.
because that'll
Because,
make me
yeah,
stop.
yeah,
And
exactly. Because once again, because she said that she didn't think that was going to affect people of color. It's what she told you a little while ago. Okay. But now, obviously, here it is. She obviously said it was going to affect people of color. But go ahead. Let's go. Let's go back because that's what this all thing. So, guys, please stay quiet. Chat. Take it from the top and play it all the way through to my response because Rochelle said that remember my response to her
yeah,
is what caused all this problem. But go ahead.
okay.
So take it from the top.
Regularly over here on Chatter, and we're promoting the app and inviting our friends and everything like that. So big ups! I love it, and I can't wait till we get more followings and people willing to cross over. I know one of the things a lot of people are looking for is like the replay type feature, so that they can keep their content and things like that. But kind of pulling the conversation back to the birthright citizenship, and I was wondering, what do people think, and if they have any insight on how it affects actual Black citizens? Because I think Black citizens, while they are promoting it for migrants, but I think Black citizens also fall up under that birthright citizenship. The descendants of the transatlantic slave trade got their citizenship based off birthrights. I think that it only the Caucasian Americans really officially, if we go back in history, benefit of American citizenship, because when citizenship was first established in history, to be residents of the country for 2 years. So I think it's a rabbit hole there, and wondering if anybody know about those details to be facts, and how it may roll over into affecting Black American citizenship as well. Can I take this one? Can I take this one? Okay. Listen to me. If anything, this right here, the Black American citizens are probably the most insulated and protected in America. Okay. So I'm listening to you. I don't understand where you get that because the Black Americans are probably our lineage goes back nearly 500 years here in this country.
You would look at the Italians and the Polish and some of the other people, that are more endangered than Black Americans. All right, because they're a lot of them are second generation, or third generation or whatever. But African Americans have been here longer than the Italians, longer than the Polish, longer than the Irish, and every ethnic group that has followed since. So I think you're looking at that the wrong way. It's not targeting African Americans at all. Like I said, when you look at it, African Americans can trace their lineage back here further than President Trump can trace his, further than Miller. Stephen Miller can trace his lineage back, because pretty soon Stephen Miller leaves his lineage leaves this country and goes over to Europe, most likely. So does President Trump and a lot of others. So I think you guys are misreading this. Looking a little bit too much into it. I think African Americans are probably the most insulated group of Americans when it comes to birthright citizenship. Anyone else that disagrees or anyone else wants to jump in? I think that what I said is bullshit. Jump in. Well, thank you for that and those details. And like I said, I'm just trying to, get more steady on it, and I understand our background and our obligation and, rights to the country, but in reference to their constitution is, we said their constitution. Who's their constitution? Well, the colonizers, are you an American? Yeah, I'm an American. So then why are you saying their constitution? Why? Because that threw me for a loop when you said their constitution. Isn't their constitution? Because I know that it really wasn't established for us in the beginning because we were, enslaved at the time that it was established. This country wasn't established for anyone other than Native Americans, if you want to be technical in the beginning. So I mean, that's the past. You can't say, hey, and once again, you can't say, hey, I want my race, I want this, I want that, I want to be included, I want to be a part of this, and then all of a sudden, then self-exclude yourself. Right. It's so study. So yeah, just yeah. Anyone wants to jump in? Anyone? Cause yeah, cause anyone else wants to want any of this? So Jay Hartman said, some of y'all are still mentally enslaved. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry. Hold on, I gotta say it because Jay said it, and I know I'm probably gonna get cursed out, but I gotta go. We lost you, Jay. See, the Lord didn't want you to say it. Or did he go out? JB, the Lord didn't want you to say it because we heard nothing. I know that there it is. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, some African Americans, yeah, you guys are still mentally enslaved. You guys are enslaving yourselves. You guys are. It's like like listening to you talk about their constitution, their this, their that. And you have the same opportunity. As others. Now maybe the path may be a little different. But you have the same opportunity. So when you sit here and you say, hey, their constitution, and that threw me for a loop because I'm like, I'm like, yo, and Javera, first of all, thank you. I haven't seen you here very often. I hopefully you continue to come after this right here. But I wouldn't fuck with you. You and if I met you on the street and I'm feeling you and like, yeah. Sorry, I got a million cough. There it is. So anyway,
So she did
she
say that at the time of the Constitution.
she did say that. She did say
Okay,
that.
all right.
Yeah,
So just
I
to
heard that.
clarify that point.
Yeah, of course. Yep. So, but once again, she said, but once again, there you go. When you listen to this, when we talk about the slave mentality, like she's saying their constitution, and that for me, I found to be a bit problematic, for anyone because that calls themselves American because there isn't two or three different constitutions. There's only one constitution, and we all live under it. All right. So that's the point that I was making, and so I think Rochelle took I guess had a problem with me saying that.
You and Jay, not that you implicated him, and it's true he said it from the chat. Yeah, I
Hallelujah.
sure do.
Well, well,
Y'all
yeah,
still
yeah,
haven't explained to me
yeah.
what the
Well,
Did
mentality
anybody
of the
answer Rochelle's question?
what the mentality of the enslaved was, who was in captivity,
that
being
has
brutalized,
that
raped,
relevant?
I
murdered.
can answer that.
What was the mentality, Jay and who was it, Jay and Jonathan? Because y'all are the ones who started this. So how's what they went
But
through back then and their mentality back then
how?
considered in modern day times for people who have whatever fears like Gavira, I think that's your name. I hope I said it right this time.
Jonathan,
Um,
can I answer that?
how she
Yeah,
said and
yeah,
stuff.
Rochelle. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me start off with saying this right here.
Hmm.
Thank God, I wasn't a slave with you because you'll get the whole plantation fucked up on some stupid shit because right now you're about to argue, what was the
No.
mentality of slaves, and that has nothing to do with anything.
Well, a slave
No,
mentality. What was a
no,
slave's mentality?
yeah,
What was a
but
slave's
no,
mentality?
but what
And
does
how
that
is it
have
the
to do?
same?
What does that have to
How
do
is
with the
it the same today?
conversation?
Because you're applying it to people in present day time as having enslaved or slave mentalities. So, what was the mentality of a slave?
What's
You.
funny is
The
when I typed that, I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking enslaved, period. Slave does not automatically mean black people. I said
and it
Thank you,
enslaved.
and
Jay.
it doesn't mean whips and chains. It could be mental, like all mental. Like I
So,
don't
Danny,
get
Danny, at your 27 years of age, what was a slave of the mentality back then?
the mentality of a slave back then was
Mm-hmm.
that were white people were the superior race. Also, there was a resentment because they were the superior race. Also, there was them being very reactive and being very negative about their outlook because it was
Who
very
was reactive and
negative.
negative?
The slaves.
So they were held in you
They
know
were
what,
very
Danny?
negative
You know
and
what, Danny?
reactive. They
Here,
were,
you see
and I
how
She
said it
said
Jonathan,
she
rightfully
but
said they
so.
were
you
the
see how
superior
Jonathan
race.
laughing at you. So, Danny, you know what? You know what, you a sister. I'm gonna let you make it and stuff. Lewis,
She
go
just
ahead, 'cause
said she just said they
I
were
can't
What
the
is
respond to
wrong,
superior
Danny.
Rochelle? What
race.
is wrong
I
about what
can't,
I just
I can't,
said?
Danny.
What
I'm gonna
is
give
wrong about what I
Danny. I'm
just
gonna
said?
you see how they laughing at you,
Sit.
Danny? I'm gonna give you a
But
southern.
they can't explain
I'm gonna
how I'm
give
Yo,
you a
wrong.
hold on,
southern
Lewis
hold
can
bless
speak
your
on.
to
heart.
it, and
Hold,
she
I'm gonna
can't
give
hold,
either.
I'm gonna give you a
Rochelle,
southern. I'm gonna give you a southern bless
y'all are
your
like
heart, and
Angry
I'm
and
not gonna
mad.
do it to
all
you.
right,
y'all laughing. You
Let you.
all
can't
right,
I'm gonna
shame
let you
me.
talk to the
all right,
men. Y'all can talk
They're
to
all
her because
right.
I'm not gonna say
unappreciative.
nothing to her.
Louis
I got
Lewis
a
was a
question.
perfect example of
I
a
got a
slave
question.
mentality. Lewis
Oh
earlier
yeah,
was a
oh
perfect
yeah,
example of a slave
oh yeah.
mentality, of
Yo,
And
victim,
Jonathan, you
of
You
diabolical.
know
Go
what?
victim,
on.
You know
Go
what?
on
negative,
mad
mute,
and
Jonathan.
By
reactive,
the
unappreciative.
time I was your
Go
age,
all
by
on
the
mute,
time I, yo,
Jonathan.
hold on for a
all the no,
second.
I didn't finish
By the time,
talking. How y'all gonna interrupt? Y'all get so mad when people interrupt you, but stay interrupting other people.
Dad, I think you should stop right there, sister to sister, please.
Rochelle, what did I say that was
I'm
wrong?
just Dad. I'm not gonna do this to you on the
No,
stage,
no, no. Do
but you
it to
can.
me. Do
No,
it to me. You do
you
it to
can talk.
everybody else.
Mm-mm.
Angry Birds.
You
Do
can
it to
talk to.
me.
Well,
Do it to me.
bird.
Go
Well,
ahead.
you're a bird brain.
He's,
Okay,
he's,
bird brain.
Okay.
Angry
No, you
bird.
can't. Go ahead, Rochelle, because
Angry
you
bird is
can't. You're
talking.
not
Angry
doing
bird
it.
is
You're
talking
not
to
doing it
bird
because you
brain.
can't,
Angry bird
Rochelle.
is talking
You
to
can't
bird
debate
brain.
anything I
Louis, go
said
ahead and
because
talk
it's
to her,
actual fact.
girl. Okay, bird brain. Go ahead.
Black people were reactive. What is wrong about what me saying that? They were.
he said,
Understandably so.
Yes,
reactive.
she's dead ass serious, Jonathan. That's the crazy thing.
Nah, that's
I
my
did
girl.
what? Jonathan, what?
He asked if you were serious. I told him you're dead
I'm very
ass serious.
serious. I'm dead ass serious. Now what? Now
Danny's
what?
all right. Danny's all
Now
right.
what?
yo, hold
Jonathan, I
on, Jonathan.
cannot. I cannot
I
with
said
Jonathan,
you all
Rochelle.
right.
I
I said
cannot
you're
with
all right.
Lewis. Y'all prove
you
my
don't have to
point
with
constant,
me.
but you want to laugh? Well, we're laughing at you because you're proving our points.
Good,
Clowns.
good. All right. Since we're
Clowns.
clowns, okay, great. Since we're clowns, by the time I was 27, I had already helped more than 600 kids in the inner cities graduate from school when they had a 99% chance
Too
of
bad you couldn't
failing.
help
I had a
yourself. That's
99%
crazy.
chance of
Okay.
graduation. I also helped my community and did also, like me and you are not the same, and the accomplishments that we did by the time
Absolutely
we was your
not.
age is very, very different. Okay, that's one. Since you're talking about a slave mentality, I only teach my people freedom. So it's funny that you should say that. You had the nerve
But
to
somehow
say
you get
at
mad at a
exactly, oh,
cop
here you
calling
go
you a
cut me
black
off.
male
Here
when
you go
that's
cut
what
me
you
off. Hold on
are.
for a second. Didn't we all have to go on mute when you were talking? Okay, cool, great.
Y'all
So
didn't.
I'm gonna accept the same respect. All right, cool. At 12:23 this evening, just now, you said that the slaves thought that they were superior, and in fact, you followed up by
No, I
saying
said they
white
thought that the
people
white
were
people were
superior.
superior.
And you followed up and reinforced that point and emphasized that point, and you said they were superior. That is what you said.
I
If
did
you don't
not
believe
say
me,
that.
yo, can we clip this room? Can we clip
Did
this
I
room,
say that
Jonathan?
white
I need
people
you
were
to rewind that.
superior?
I'll put $10,000 on that point.
Ooh, about to lose your money, fam.
So you agreeing to that bet?
Let's agree.
You agreeing to that bet? 10K?
I did not say white people are the superior race. I said that's what black people believed back then. That's what the slave
And you
mentality. I was
followed
answering
it
her
up and
question.
said they were superior. your initial statement, you followed it up and reinforced the point and said they were superior. Are you ready to put $10,000 on that point?
Back then, they were superior.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go on mute. Thank you.
All right,
Actually
guys,
believe
debate
this
the
shit.
Goodness
news. Welcome to debate the
gracious. But you
news.
said it like I was talking about. Oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Oh, he's
ahead.
saying that like they were superior, like I'm talking about they were superior in today's time. No, no, no. I was
They've never
talking about
been
the slave
superior. They're
time.
human beings. Everybody on the same level. What you mean they were superior?
They were,
That's
but white
slave
people were
mentality.
superior to
You're
the blacks.
calling
Are we
people a
really having
slave.
this conversation? Are we
The
really having this
fuck you, yo,
conversation?
Jonathan? Do you agree they white people were superior to us?
I'm not the host of this
Am I
show.
tripping? Can we put a
N-
poll
N-
on
Let me
this?
Nelson,
be
Nelson, Nelson
active.
the
Where
Let
maggot.
me
Jonathan
let
at?
me
No,
Where
bring
no,
out
N-
Jonathan
let
at? Where
Nelson,
Jonathan.
Nelson
Jonathan
the
at?
maggot
Where
is hosting the
Jonathan at?
show.
Jonathan, don't bring
Hold on,
Jonathan in the
Jonathan.
conversation. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I got a question. I got a question because you said,
I don't want to
listen,
answer it, so talk to
no,
me. Let's
because
go.
in communication, when people are arguing from fixed positions, nothing moves. And this room isn't just about me and you. I'd rather do a poll and ask the people that are in this room, do you guys agree with her statement? And then I'll go on mute. I don't even got to say anything more because if y'all agree with her, they were superior.
I want to go with GA. GA over on CH.
Good
GA, are
job,
you there?
Jonathan. Good pivot. That was nice. That was
Yes,
beautiful.
sir.
That was
I'm here.
No, I
Ali-esque.
want, I want
We
to, no, I
tired of
want
hearing
to,
your
no,
voice,
no,
Lou.
hold on. No, I
Well,
want to,
you
hold
didn't
on.
answer his
Hold
question,
on.
Jonathan.
Wait. GA been listening, and I know GA has a lot of opinions, so he's gonna probably read me to riot act and all kinds of shit. But go ahead, GA. I want to hear what you have
JB,
to
you
say.
know I'm coming for you. You know I love you, but I gotta come for you. I love you, but I gotta come
So
for
it's
you,
not a
man.
pivot, Louis. Trust me, it's not a pivot. Go ahead, GA.
Yeah, I gotta come for you. Here's the fact of the matter. You know I'm typically a centrist. Here's the thing, and I put it in the chat, that while I agree with you that we are not limited to anything whatsoever, anybody can accomplish anything, we don't have to lie about history. History is what it is. It is what it is. I'm a little bit perplexed about the confusion about the slave mentality thing. That's not complex. I just see it as there's people that just refuse. I thought chat explained it perfectly. It's not complicated.
I agree.
I think it was an easy thing, but I think there's just a refusal to actually accept the elementary explanation that there was. People that still believe that there are limits in society that they cannot overcome slave mentality. I
Can
don't
can I
know.
can I mention something?
I don't know how
So, G,
simple.
is that what the slaves believed back then?
Okay, again, I'm
I'm just asking.
saying very simply.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, they were limited because they had no options and they believed this is all I can do because I have no control. And they didn't
So
have
was
any
it? So did they
control.
believe it, or was that actually the case?
Okay,
Yeah,
they
I'll
Was
be
that
honest
believed
was
with
it
you.
was
was
a
was
I'll be,
was
case.
I'll be
was,
honest.
was that
Rochelle, I'll
their
be honest with you.
reality?
I'll be honest with you. That's a very remedial argument you've been
Yeah,
having
it
about.
is.
No, and you
Yeah, it
can
is.
say that.
It
You can say
is.
that because
It
none of
really
y'all have still
is.
been able to answer my
But no, it's
question.
remedial. It's
No,
remedial
no,
though. It doesn't,
actually,
and
it's
it's
not. But
not.
you can say
It's
that
not
because
logical. It
no,
isn't.
it's
And
not
obviously, you
illogical. But you
always
can
come. You
feel
come
that
to.
way
You usually
because
come
you
to. You
said what
usually
you
come to with
said.
the work. You usually put
Because
the
you
work
said what
in.
you said.
I know, but you usually put the work
No.
in. But
I
this
just
is week
because
one.
I just asked a simple thing.
But
Was that the reality for the slaves back then, or was that
You talking
what
about
they,
slave mentality? You want to get?
was
You talking about
or
language
was
and
that what they
definition?
believed? Did they
JB,
believe
let me
that, or was
answer a
that their
question.
reality?
Let
Go
me
ahead.
answer a
I'm
question.
going to toss back to GA
Let
because
me
that's
let me
weak.
sew it up real
This is a
quick,
weak
JB.
Well,
argument.
you can call it weak. You can say
You do better
whatever.
than
It's
that.
one of
Because
those
it
nights.
You
is
do,
weak.
and
Was
you're a
it
Delta
was
too.
it their
You're a Delta too
reality?
now. You're a
Was it
Delta.
their reality, or
You're
was
now
it
a
what they
Delta.
believed?
Guys,
Which
JB,
one
let me
was it?
sew it up
Was
first
it
of
real
their
all,
quick.
reality,
I'll
or
be
was it
real
what they
quick,
believed?
JB.
first of all, hey, one second. Hey guys, let's congratulate Rochelle for being a Delta. She crossed over. She's a Delta. Okay. So I want to say congratulations on that, Rochelle, because I know you worked very hard for that.
Thank you,
Okay.
JB.
No problem. But you're making it look bad right now. But go
Yeah,
ahead. Let's
no, they would be proud of me for what I'm not
She's shaming the
saying.
whole line,
go
JB.
ahead.
But
Go ahead,
it's
GA.
really simple. Here's the thing. You said, was it a reality? This is what I'm going to tell you, dear. It was a reality to them because here's the truth. They had control enough to actually run off off the plantation, and there were a lot of people that actually ran to freedom. There were some that didn't make it, and there were some that actually got free. So to actually suggest that they had no choice is to actually suggest that no one ever escaped slavery. And that's just not true. They had a
No, that's
choice.
not near. That's not
Just
what I
like today,
said.
just
Their
like today,
reality and
you
their
have
actions
a
while they were
choice.
Wait,
enslaved and
let
in
him finish.
captivity are different.
I know that you want to actually sleep in the snuggie of this argument, but I'm telling you, it's a 3-year-old remedial argument. And it's okay because
Oh,
they're
Told
just
thanks
us
for
trying to get
thanks
back
remedial. I
what
told
thanks
her it
you're
was
thanks for
doing.
using
remedial.
It's
Jonathan's
just
language.
not
Since I guess you
true.
had none of your own, but go ahead.
It's seriously, people today can make a decision that, yes, I do have obstacles. Yes, things are not, I have to have people meet my adjusters when they actually do that. Yes, it happens, but guess what? I didn't let that limit me. Just like people that were enslaved, there were some people that didn't let the fact that some people decided to be slaves, they didn't let that limit them. They ran to
They
freedom.
decided to be slaves. Okay,
No, I'm saying that Harriet Tubman said famously, you know what, I could have freed more people if they knew they were slaves. That, I mean, that's just a fact. It's a mindset. And yes, the environment's different, but the point about slave mentality is when you think somebody controls your destiny and your choices. That's what they thought then. There were some people that didn't believe that. They ran to freedom. And just like today, some people believe that somebody else, whether it be the government, whether it be the White House, whether it be society, controls their life. And that's a choice. It was a choice then, it's a choice now. Not slavery was a choice, but to actually stay there was a choice. That's a
and
fact.
and that's the stupidest thing you could say. Go back and tell the slaves that if they were enslaved, if they were in
Oh,
captivity, that was not a
Jesus.
choice. Now
That is not
the
what I
choice that they
said.
were able to make,
That's
the
not
choice
what I
that those who
said.
chose to
That's
run and was
literally not
able
what
to
I
make
said,
was that
dear.
I'm willing to give my life and I'm willing to die
Literally.
trying to leave this enslavement and this
And people
captivity.
chose to do that. They jumped off the
And so at
ship.
the end of the day, that was a choice they
They
made
jumped off the ship.
regarding
What are you talking about?
what
People jumped off
what
the ship on the way over here because they chose
exactly, and
not
they
to be a
made
slave.
and they chose to die,
They
to
chose
no
to
longer
die.
have
It's
life,
still a choice. What are you talking
than to
about?
be enslaved. So that was their option.
They chose to do that.
The
And
ones
people
who
that
ran,
chose
they
to run
chose
off
Ah,
the
yeah,
land.
to
yeah, guys,
either die.
we're
Yeah,
stuck, we're
we're
stuck
stuck,
here.
JB.
Let's move on. We're stuck here. We're stuck. This is not, guys. Yeah, Whew. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Slavery was not a choice.
No one ever said that, dear.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's exactly what you said.
okay. So yep. Whew. Man, oh man, oh man, man. Damn. So anyway,
Apologies, Jonathan.
my Philadelphia Eagles took a linebacker for the first time since 1949 with their first draft pick of the with their first round draft. Guys, let's move on. Let's move on.
Wish you would have took
Uh,
Jackson Dart. I
huh?
wish you would have took Jackson
But
Dart.
I want to get back to the Newark mayor arrested by ICE. Definitely want to speak to that because a lot of when you look at what's going on with that was definitely something that was unexpected and shouldn't have happened.
I
So,
sent Chat a lot of video about that too. The judge ordered him released, but if she wants to play it.
Chad, are you here? No, Chad got a call. Yeah. So,
Can we
once
talk
again,
about some more racism,
Another
Jonathan?
black person getting away with a crime.
yeah, guys, look, yeah, you guys talking about racist stuff, this or that. Yo, guys, let me just say this right here. And you guys go to other rooms like, oh, all they do is talk of race. We talk about what happens in real life, okay? And I'm unfortunate this administration has brought race to the forefront with the DI initiatives and all that other shit. And then you guys get mad when we have a discussion about it, but you don't say shit when Fox News or Newsmax or News Nation talk about the same goddamn thing we're speaking about.
Why
Okay?
was
But
DEI necessary
no,
though
no,
in
one second
2025?
here. So when we talk about the stuff that goes on, you know, did we bring up today that the librarian for the Library of Congress, one of the most upstanding and highly rewarded awarded persons, and like one of the was fired today. Was fired today. She's a librarian
and she was like one of the most qualified, one of the high, with the highest regard, and her name is Doctor whatever, and they called her by her first name. Call her. We regret to inform you that your position has been terminated. 2 lines. Did we bring that up today? No, we didn't bring that up.
Why was she
Okay.
terminated?
No.
Why was she
Wait, one
terminated?
second. One second. One second. Why was she terminated?
Yes.
Because she's a black female. That's why she's
Is
terminated.
that
That
the
was it.
reason they gave that she's a black female though?
No, that's not the reason they gave. There's no other reason for it. She is highly regarded
I have a
as one of the
question though. I have a
best.
legitimate question.
No,
Why
no,
is
no,
black
bro.
why
I'm talking right now. I'm talking, and then you can talk when I'm done. I just want to put this out there because I don't want people to talk about it's about race. But we didn't bring that up. We didn't bring that up, okay? Because know why we didn't bring it up? Because we were derelict in our duties. Because we get people that always come in this room, and every time we bring up stuff that happens in the news that's relevant, that Fox is talking about, that CNN is talking about, and because it pertains to race, all we talk about is race in this room because it makes you uncomfortable to have this discussion. Okay, it makes you uncomfortable because you don't want to sit there and have to defend or not defend it. But as soon as we bring it up, all we do is talk about race. But y'all don't say shit about CNN. Y'all don't say shit about Fox. Y'all don't say shit about Newsmax or News Nation or any of those other fucking stations when they bring the same goddamn thing up. You guys want us to have different rules to make you feel comfortable. But you don't go out there and say shit. Fact, on Twitter, all the fuck they talk about is race. Y'all love yourself some fucking Twitter. Matter of fact, y'all go to Twitter, get all y'all shit and bring it here and put it in the chat or put it in the Dateline or do everything else. But when we talk about the shit, we're fucking wrong for talking about it. So which way y'all gonna have it? You guys gonna go out there and talk about it on Twitter and put it in the chat and put it in the group text and put it in the Telegram and talk about it. And then, but when we bring it to the stage and have the conversation, because every other network's having a conversation, that's all we talk about? Or are we gonna ignore it like we did today? Like we did, like how we did today, and we were derelict in our duty and seeing someone fired for no other reason other than her race and her gender. But we ignored it because we didn't want to talk about it. Because if we talked about it, we spoke about it, the first thing y'all would say is, oh, all they do is talk about race. I want to hear that shit. Don't come here and talk about all we talk about is race. We talk about the fucking news. Okay? Did we talk about race under Biden? No, we didn't. We talked about a lot of shit. Y'all talk about Sleepy Joe. Y'all talk about this. Y'all talk about it because the shit wasn't going on then. Okay, debate the news, million marathon. We always stay away from it. But guess what? If we're going to call ourselves citizen journalists, then fucking be citizen journalists. If you're going to be a citizen journalist and come in here and speak about it, then be a citizen journalist. Don't fucking complain, okay, about the fucking dish that was served to us. We have no fucking, when it comes to news, we have no fucking control what happens in the world. We just have to deal with it and report on it and speak on it and debate on it. Okay, and if the shit comes up, the shit comes up. So if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to be here. All right, but we're going to continue to report the news as it is. And it's crazy as hell that as soon as we talk about something with race, and but people talk about race all the time. Y'all talk about Chicago, the crime in fucking Chicago. Every time we have a conversation, that comes up. Everything comes up all the goddamn time. But as soon as we have a real discussion about some shit that you don't like, it's a race-based fucking conversation. What the fuck is Chicago then? When y'all talk about the crime in Chicago. When y'all talk about all this other bullshit. BLM, when y'all talk about that. But it's not, but it's only race-based when it's something that comes up in the news and we legitimately have a discussion about it. Just fucking fed up with it. Alan.
I see you, Jonathan, trying to get your card back. I respect that.
No, bro. You know I, bro. I don't have a card.
I'm just bullshitting
You know,
with you, bro.
I'm
I'm
a
just
free
bullshitting.
agent. I go where I go where what I think is right. You know that. I'm always. Matter of fact, yeah, yes.
You
So
invited back to the barbecue, bro.
Nah, you don't want me there. You don't want me there because I call motherfuckers out for selling their EBT card.
Well, I just want to say I had a phenomenal first night at Debate the News, and thank you guys for having me.
Go ahead, baby.
Thank you for being
Good to be
here.
here, baby.
Come anytime, Guevara.
Boy, y'all are pure entertainment tonight. Jesus.
Hey, Rika.
What's up?
Somebody flip the meat. Jonathan might burn it.
Now go ahead, bro. Go ahead, your mic. Go.
Are y'all on Clubhouse or are y'all on X? I don't know if y'all can hear me or
We
not.
We're
worldwide.
everywhere. We're everywhere. We're
On Chatter,
worldwide.
But
baby.
it's funny though. Like every issue that comes up, it always turns into race. It's always a race issue. Even the dude Rodney in Cincinnati, like that turned into a whole race issue. Like every issue that comes up, it always ends up in a race issue. I don't know.
And can I make a statement towards that? I think in most instances, black people, we like to look to play the race card because we want that upper hand. We want that upper hand when it comes to situations that deal with us. You look at any other race, no other race cries like we do when it comes to a lot of situations that we go through. Does black people go through stuff? Yes. Does every other race go through stuff? Yes. Why are we worried what race likes us at the end of the day? At the end of the day, shouldn't be about who and what is making us money. You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
At the end of the day, we can't pass feelings and all this judgment down to our kids for them to use to live a better life than we did. I mean, I know black people ain't gonna agree with me on this, but we cry too much. We literally look for something in a situation that we could turn and cry about. At the end of the day, that's a victim mentality. We're not victims anymore. We need to, like Oprah said she did, put ourselves up by the bootstraps and change things. Do we still live under the mentality of slavery? Yes. According to science, traumas to a certain group of people lives within 8 generations on their DNA. We are not 8 generations removed from slavery. So we cannot remove the mentality of slavery from ourselves. What do we need to do in exchange? We need to worry about, what can help my race be better tomorrow than we were today?
That
Without
part.
having to hold our hands out for the white man, for the Asians, for the Mexicans, for the Chinese, for any other race to have to do to us, because that's our problem. We're looking for too many handouts. Forget the 40 acres and a mule. We got 40 acres. If y'all do y'all research, we got our 40 acres and a mule over in Africa with all these African countries telling us to come home and get this land, get this money, get into this politics. You know what I'm saying? But we rather cry in the white man's land for a handout.
You right about that.
I agree with you. Mm-hmm.
And I was
Absolutely
reading. I
right.
was
I was
reading.
about to ask you, Daddy, if he was your brother.
I was reading.
Okay.
You said, wait, could you
I
repeat
was
How
that?
reading.
in the hell Africa gonna give us 40 acres and a mule, and that's what America said they were gonna do? The
Go,
hell
Talk
is
your
this
Daddy.
shit,
logic from
Chad.
that
What went over
I'm
shower?
some of y'all
What the
tired.
hell
heads?
is he
F for
talking
that.
about?
I'm
Ain't
I
no.
had
tired. You
stepped
got it.
outside the whole
Ain't nobody
shower
gonna give
to
you
talk to
40
his
acres.
dumb ass. How the
That
hell
went way
Africa
over
gonna
y'all
give you
head, that 40 acres
a
and a
freaking
mule.
goat?
Ain't nobody gonna give
Huh?
you 40
You
acres.
can't
You got
even
to
get a
take the
freaking
40
goat or a
acres.
piece piece of of corn. the wave of victim
This
mentality,
went way
people.
over
Can
y'all
you
head,
can
the 40
y'all
acres
can
and
you
a
mute
mule in
up? Cause when
Africa.
he was talking that nonsense, you was quiet.
Who?
Who?
I
Because we
stopped my
speaking
shower to say
facts.
what I got to
Who?
say.
Everybody was quiet.
Okay,
If
you
I'm not
still talking?
mistaken.
Is who still
I
talking?
am.
I'm
Who
Okay,
ready
but
yelling?
for
can you mute up,
somebody to tell me where
please?
I'm wrong at.
No.
No.
Tell
All
me where
right.
I'm wrong.
Go, Chad. I got you.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, y'all not
Explain
gonna
to
let
me
her
where I'm
land? Come on,
wrong.
man. That's
No, they
trash,
don't,
bro.
because they freaking stupid. I'm
Who's
tired of it.
stupid?
I'm not gonna be nice
You come
no
over there on
more.
Clubhouse
Who's
now.
stupid?
Who's
I
I
ain't
want you to
kissing
explain
ass
yourself.
no more. I'm not tiptoeing around y'all fragile freaking emotions.
I'm not
This is the
frazzled.
thing. That
I'm
was
ready. I'm ready for you to
asinine
tell me where
what
I'm
you
wrong.
said, sir. I'm not even going to call you brother because you spoke out of both sides of your mouth. You
But
say
tell
we
me where I'm
whining
wrong.
and you
Tell
say
me
we have
where
a
I'm
slave
wrong.
mentality simultaneously. Both of those things cannot exist. We cannot
What can't
He
excel,
exist?
wasn't wrong at
succeed, or
all.
elevate
He was
still
not
on the
wrong.
plantation. It is not possible because you
Are
know
you still
why?
on the
Our
plantation?
ancestors had to be free to do so.
Are you
They
still on the
had to be
plantation?
free to get out of
Are
slavery.
you still on the
And the people
plantation?
that sound like you are still enslaved because you said it about yourself. You said
Nobody's
that you have a
enslaved,
slave
honey. I'm not
mentality
enslaved.
and you're
I
dumb
guarantee you, my
because you think
mindset ain't
Africa
enslaved.
is going to give you something that America promised you.
Have you heard of the country Ghana that's inviting black people over there and what they're giving to them to
Over
come over
there,
there?
dude, Ghana is not America, fool.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I thought Ghana, West Africa was here in
You,
America.
s- First of all, it is Ghana, not Ghana.
Right, it's not
I'm
Bro,
Ghana.
Gonna.
You
It's
trying
I'm
to
not
sound
good
all
Nern. Why
Ghana.
you trying to
rational. Come
talk?
on,
I'm
bro.
Like,
from
Don't
go
be
Ghana.
doing
read
that,
and
bro.
come back. I'm getting
I'm
back in my
from
shower.
Ghana. Why you trying to talk? I'm a Ghanaian American.
a good nerd.
You a
You say cuz
who?
from the
I'm a
country.
Ghanaian American.
Is
You a
Ghanaian
what?
Ghanaian American?
Yeah,
No,
not
Yeah.
he
Ghanaian
said
American.
Italian.
I'm a
Gunna.
It
Ghanaian
gets better and
American.
better each
That,
time.
that, 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 that. I can't even talk. You a what?
I'm a
He's a
Ghanaian
Ghanaian.
American. My
Get
dad
your
is
little
from
friend
Hey,
Ghana.
I
daddy.
think
My
he from
mama is from
Go
here.
Alabama.
I'll get back in
mute
my
He
up.
from
shower.
Yeah,
I'm
Betty,
Alabama. He
get
got
your
the
weak.
friend.
excuse him.
Get your friend. Cause I'm not gonna I'm
53.
not gonna tiptoe around his little feelings. Get your friend.
I could not.
When have my
On that one,
feelings been
Get
hurt
your little
like
Hey, he
that?
friend,
from the
Danny.
South. You hear me?
I am. I'm
No,
from Dallas,
no.
Texas.
He
I was
gotta be
born
from
in Dallas,
Georgia.
Texas. My dad is
Gotta be
from
from
Ghana,
oh
and my
shit.
mama is from South
You
Dallas.
from Texas? I'm
Tiger.
coming over to Clubhouse just to kick you out of the
He said
room.
he
You will
from
never represent
Texas.
Texas sounding like that.
See, I'm from Oak Cliff, Texas. Look,
Oh,
you
you
can
I'm
from
kick
from
me
Oak
out of
Cliff. That's
wherever.
my hood. Put in your face, get that shit on sit. That makes sense. Okay, Dallas. I'm from Houston, so maybe that's why it's
Okay,
different.
okay. Do you have a degree?
You from Robert the Road,
Me-
Shawty. You should
boy,
already
I
know.
almost called
You
you
almost, you
something.
almost
Shake
called
your
him
head.
out.
Oh,
Trick
yes,
bag.
yes or
No,
no?
Trick
just
Yes or
bag.
use the
no?
word.
I'm gonna get
Shake.
back in the
Just use the
shower.
Allow
word.
me to go where I'm going with it.
Look, Herb and go to Clubhouse. Show.
Dallas, Houston, that's
Yeah.
the same
Anyway,
shit, ain't
guys.
it?
So anyway, real quick, guys. I think we had a topic. I don't think we touched it yet. What do you guys think about Trump want to get rid of the habeas corpus and suspend due process?
I'm gonna keep the meat of my response for the Fuck Trump podcast, bro. But I'll tell you this: um, he's about to get another A from me. About
Lord have
Jonathan,
mercy.
He's
he
about to get
about
another
he,
A.
he about to get another A for Adolf Hitler, because
Oh,
he doing real
Okay.
Hitlerish
Yeah.
shit, right? I'm just being real. The way Hitler eroded the the founding principles within Germany to get it prime to be the dictator that he became. No lie. The 1933 Reichstag fire decree and the way in which he literally eroded the pillars of the foundation of the German principle so that way he can set it in place, bro. No lie. This man is he moving like he don't give a fuck about your feelings, even if you voted for him or not. This is about to become if they allow it. If they allow it, we don't have an America anymore. Just arbitrarily suspending something that only Congress is supposed to have the ability to remove. That's wild work, bro. That's dictatorship like.
Was Donald Trump Hitler during his first term?
He was trying. He was baby Hitler.
He was Hitler during all terms.
Apparently, and now he's full grown. Got it.
Hold on. Hey, did y'all hear? They said the new pope is from Chicago. Y'all hear about that?
yo,
He,
who's this dude? Are you on Clubhouse?
I'm
Yeah,
on
he's on
Clubhouse. Yeah.
Clubhouse.
Yo, are you like where do you get your history from? Like I mean,
Where I get
it's
my
like
history?
your
It's all
news, your
over the
daily. Like,
news.
did y'all hear?
I
They said the new pope is from. They said the new pope is from Chicago. They said the new pope is from Chicago.
it's
Where
all over
were you
the
in the
it's
barber
all over
shop,
the
or did you just get
headlines.
out? Did you just get out, and you heard that shit when you were like dressing out. Did you just get out of prison or something?
What?
You talking about
Dressing
they
out? What?
said?
I'm asking. I
You,
read the headline that the new Pope,
you
Pope
act.
Leo, is from Chicago. What do y'all think about that? They
Listen,
Uh,
say he's Peru. He said
is he real?
that
First of
We
all,
discussed that already.
no. First of all, is he really from Chicago?
He's Peruvian. I don't know if he's really. I don't know. That his
He's
background is
Peruvian.
Peruvian.
In what way? He
I
was
don't
born in
know.
Peru.
I was reading the headline. He's from Peru, I guess, but they said he's from Chicago. I don't know. Apparently, y'all already
Okay.
discussed it. So I don't know if y'all want to talk about it or not.
And where you from, sir?
don't tell nobody that. Mute your mic. Tell them you from Georgia.
Where is he from?
Georgia.
Right on
Tell
Georgia.
them you
He
from
from
Georgia.
he from Dallas,
Please,
No,
Texas.
no.
Lord.
Tell
I
them
I'm
don't
you
know.
from
dying.
Georgia.
I'm
No, he
dying
ain't.
laughing.
Tell them
I'm
you
in
from
Dallas. No,
Georgia.
he ain't.
Yeah, he from.
Sir,
Okay,
tell
yeah.
them you from Georgia.
You're from the south. You're from the
He's
south.
from Georgia. No, no, Jonathan.
Nah,
Why y'all
I'm
giving
from
Georgia such
Florida.
a hard time?
You wanna know why?
All right.
Cause you said
Exactly. He's from the
Nordstrom.
south.
Do y'all know everybody
No,
in y'all
no,
state? That's
listen, young
crazy.
man.
What you say, Dan?
I said,
Hey,
y'all know everybody
guys,
in y'all state?
no, one quick, one way, because you saying they said that you done heard that shit somewhere in the barbershop or when you just got you must did you just get out? How long we locked up for? Okay, I must have hit a nerve there. I
Locked
got
up.
that. So,
You tripping, bro? I read it.
all right, so,
It's on. It's everywhere in every article. They're saying he's from Chicago. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
He was he. I don't know.
okay.
Was he? I know that he has roots
So you read that in the
in the
newspaper?
Seventh Ward, from New Orleans. So his
So anyway,
grandfather.
all right. So it was Robert Prevost was is his name. Okay, he was a cardinal out of Chicago. He was born in Chicago, and he went down to Peru and he was down in Peru for about 20 years.
Ho
He
ho
was made up.
ho ho!
He was,
You talking all that
okay.
shit,
Okay,
and
you
then
want to know? Or you want to talk?
and
Go
you
ahead.
telling me he from Chicago? What the fuck? That's what I just said. So you act like it's a big deal. I just said he's from Chicago.
No, you just said you asked if he was from
You
Chicago.
said they said.
You
That's
asked
the
Actually
because you
said
said
difference.
that's
basic.
what you
The
read and
point
you didn't
is,
know. And then when he said it,
he's
then
from
now you're doing
Chicago.
this. You just tell everybody you're from Georgia if they ask.
I'm not from Georgia.
You're from Georgia.
By way by
I'm
way of
not
Dallas,
from Georgia.
Texas.
No, say it with me.
How y'all gonna
I'm
tell me?
from Georgia.
How the fuck you
But
gonna tell
but
me
he
where
was
I'm from?
asking
Oh, Wiley.
the question was
I'm
because you
from
said they and he
Ohio.
asked
O
you
H
who is
I O,
You
they.
can say
baby.
you from
O H
Jersey.
I
Say
O.
Jersey.
I'm from
Nah,
Ohio.
Jody don't want that.
Anyway, carry
Chat,
on.
quit
Y'all
trying to
carry
push
on.
people over here closer to us. You take your people.
I mean, but now I want to know where is he from? I'm
He might be from Alabama the way he talking.
Yeah,
I'm
he
from
He's from
Andrew
I'm
Jersey.
distant
Yeah.
from
cousin.
Ohio.
Oh,
Ohio, baby.
Ohio. Yes.
boom boom.
That's
Not the
right.
Cincinnati.
South.
Ohio.
I'm
Yeah.
from Cincinnati,
All right,
Ohio.
Michelle Obama.
That's
I
amazing.
knew it.
Yes, Ohio.
Not too much on Ohio,
Uh
They
oh.
y'all.
say we
Just
Uh
saying.
oh.
country
Who y'all wake
because
up?
we
Oh,
Claim your
y'all
people,
sound
Tina.
Y'all got
Claim your
y'all
tension.
people.
different.
Get
Hey,
tension.
my people.
when
That's
I'll go over
when the
there in the clubhouse street.
slaves got free, they had to
What?
come
Tina,
across
that's your folk right
Lake
there.
to Cincinnati to get free.
You was quick
He's
to say
from
that's not my people.
Cincinnati. He's
That
from
part.
Cincinnati. I'm from
Oh,
Columbus.
y'all even
Different.
Catholic?
Columbus, okay. Columbus in the house, yes sir.
That was a ma'am.
Shout out to Columbus, Georgia.
No, look at
Bobby is
Georgia. You see
hilarious.
how Georgia tried to get back in
Columbus,
there?
Georgia. Columbus, Ohio. That part.
They from the slower part of the South, chat.
That's a fact.
Damn, I hope y'all IQ's high.
IT or IQ?
Oh Jesus.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop.
Did he say IT?
I said I hope y'all
I'm gonna
IQ
IT,
need
is
everybody
IT.
to
high.
stop.
IT.
Bandwidth.
I am in the IT field
Danny,
though.
what's your beef with Georgia?
None. I
They
didn't say
tried to make me
anything.
be from
You have entered the
Georgia.
hazing part of the program.
They
We
tried
have
to
some.
make
We have
me be from
unlocked
Anyway,
some new
guys.
Georgia. I don't know
characters.
what that was about.
Anyway, one second, guys. We were talking about we were talking about this Trump thing, and then we went right back to this. But anyway, yeah. So suspending the due process. That Luis, I think you're right. I just think that if you're able to suspend due process, that's like once again.
The other day when we were talking about that guy over in the in El Salvador, in the prison in El Salvador, and they kept saying like, "Oh, why do you guys fighting for him? Why are you guys fighting for him?" And we're like, "No, we're not fighting for him. We're fighting for due process. Fighting for due process." And Grant and everyone kept saying, "No, you fighting for some guy that whatever. He's a gang member. He's a gang member," because they wasn't talking about the wife at the time. Now they talk about the wife every time they talk about him, but you're fighting for a gang member to be back here, MS-13. Like, no, he's not. He's not proven. We're not fighting for that. We're fighting for due process. And they were like, no, 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 no. Now the Trump administration has now, guys. This is like when you guys hear me speak. You guys, hopefully just pay attention. I'm not just making shit up. They have dropped any pretext of okay, this guy's a gang member, and now Stephen Miller and all of them they're coming out and now they're saying we want your due process gone. Okay, they're just saying they're coming right out and saying it. Yeah, we want to get rid of due process for them. Okay, that and all along when Grant and Nelson as well attacked us, and I remember having that conversation with Nelson. Okay, and yeah, Grant when they attacked us and said, "Oh, you guys are fighting for gang members." We're like, no, this is not about gang members. It's about due process. And now today, the Trump administration should come right out today and say, "Yeah, we're trying to get rid of the due process." I don't know if you guys recall that. Anyone recall that? So then now today they're coming out and they're saying it. You guys gotta pay attention. Like and because we tell you this shit like way ahead of time, like where this is heading, what this could look like and what's going on here. And a lot of people understand that. Hope I don't know if Grant doesn't understand it. I don't know if Nelson doesn't understand it. I don't understand if the MAGA people really don't understand what's happening, right? But when they run out of all the tactics in the Supreme Court and all the courts rule on everything and they have nowhere to go, they remove the veil that they put over it, of calling gang members and all this other stuff, and straight out said we want to just suspend due process. And we talked about how important due process is. Now they're like, okay, because they didn't want to say that at first. But now they've been banging on it so long that some MAGA people are like, yeah, we don't care about due process. Because they beat it up, they had a chance to beat up make due process into a dirty word. And now they're coming right out and saying, we want to suspend due process. You guys got to watch the game. You guys got to watch it. So, I mean, just the gall to say that they want to suspend due process, that takes a lot of galls. It really does. And hopefully you guys are awake and don't think that, this is something small. And I hope you guys understand what due process is because I don't believe a lot of people know what due process is. But we spoke about this way back when, and a lot of people try to like laugh it off, like due process is shit, it's nothing. And now, what they're doing now is they're coming out and saying, "Okay, we want to give it a due process for migrants." And then, guess what, folks? If they start saying we can get rid of due process for migrants, and like, okay, yeah, okay, once they take like, and you're like, okay, with them taking for migrants, then they're going to say, well, let's take it away from people for child molestation, okay, and then let's take it away from people who are rapists. Then let's take it away from people that they think
No,
that's
hell, yeah,
cheating.
hell no, no sir.
Why do we think it's going to get to that part though? If he's doing it for, I mean, if they're doing it toward the migrants though, we don't think Trump is trying to toughen up the immigration policy in America.
Bro, you can't say that with a straight face. I know better. You
You can't,
trolling, right?
and also hear me out. You can't tell me Trump is finna enact laws against the Bill of Rights, and they're gonna actually stand against American citizens.
He's
I want y'all to prove to me in the 4 years this man has been in office, what laws has he enacted to take away any of y'all Bill of Rights? I want you and prove it
you,
to me with
He
you
can't.
sources.
can't have a
Prove it
television.
to me.
They
He
can't.
cannot.
Yeah, there's no answer. There's not gonna be an answer.
He
You
cannot.
you
I mean, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution
you,
stands.
you can't have a television.
So you saying that? Y'all saying that?
Yeah.
Y'all honestly gonna tell me that him getting rid of habeas corpus to immigrants is gonna trickle down and affect us citizens.
Okay, no, Nadi, I'm gonna assume that you're not trolling, and I'm gonna answer you. First of all, do you know any? I'm gonna assume that you're not, even though
And wait,
I gotta
wait.
believe that you are.
Don't answer me
Let
based
me
on
answer
your
your question because
feelings.
you asked 14 questions in a row. So let
No,
me
no.
answer
I asked one
your
question. I
let
asked
me
one
answer
One
your
at a
question.
question.
time, one at a time, my man. What do you do? The dumb guy. Like, I don't know your name, but yeah. Once you made your question one time, let him respond. Go ahead.
Let me answer your question. First and foremost, do you know or not? Do you know about the emoluments clause? Do you know about that? Do you know anything about that? Okay, I'm assuming that you don't. It was actually a clause that was actually built in, and laws built in show that presidents can't make profit from the office. That was actually structurally built into the laws that have passed over the history of the United States. That has always been appreciated and honored. Okay? Trump, in his first and second term, both took a large crap on all of those laws. He did continuously, and his children did as well. This is documented. This is documented. Everyone knows this. They were not prosecuted for this. This was an issue. It still is an issue. Okay, that is a law that was willfully broken. Okay,
Which
that's the
law? What
first.
law?
That's the first. That's the first thing. And I won't
I
go
want you to
through
cite
the
your sources, though.
litany of things. Uh,
So, give me the law.
co-
Just give me the law. That's
let me give you. Let me cite this source. Let me cite this source. Intelligence. Reading is fundamental, and I actually pay attention to the news. Okay, and let me give you this. If you do not think that when he originally said, we're going to deport people, but we're going to obfuscate the law is very, very clear. Congress is the only ones that literally, I mean, that's been established since 1889. It was actually reestablished in 2001, 2007, 2012, 2017. It's been over and over reestablished that that is a Congress thing, not the executive branch. It is
But do
clear.
you understand the power of the executive branch?
Okay, I only have 10. I only have like 8 fingers and 2 thumbs, so I can't do the math and carry the one for you. It is clear. Let me read this very clearly. It is a Congress. The Supreme Court in Bodemir versus Bush in 2008 actually was talking about Guantanamo Bay, but it reinforced the idea that only Congress can actually do that, not the executive branch. I don't know why this is complicated. It's
do
not
what?
jelly and peanut
Do
butter.
what? You're talking in circles. What are they?
I'm
What
Right.
do
not
they
talking in
What
witness
are we
to?
circles. I'm
talking
talking in
about?
common sense.
Can we
Catch
bring this
up.
back to what are we talking about?
Catch
Can
I'm
we
up.
lost too.
The fact is, he
can
has
we
done this
bring this? Can we wrap
consistently.
this
He
back
has broken
around
law after law after law after law after law. And if you think that he's not going to push this down the tracks, because there's already U.S. citizens that have been deported. Have you not watched the news? U.S. citizens, literally, U.S. citizens. There's a person that has lived here for 30 years
Yeah, we heard
that
about
got
that.
deported. Man, quit playing. I'm gonna mute my mic because I
And they were a
can't do
legal
this.
citizen, right?
Yes.
Were they deported back to their like city here in America,
No,
or
they
where were
were
they
they
deported
were
to?
actually put out of the country. Stop it, man.
And how do you know they were actually citizens? It's because the
One of
news
the
told
guys
you
was
this,
a
right? The news
military
told you,
veteran,
right?
and they're not even attempting to get them back and bring them back home.
Were they just
So has
deported to a random country? Where were they deported to? They're and that's my question.
They were deported to a foreign country.
That they have no ties to.
No, they've been living here for 30 years, bro.
I don't think you understand when it comes to immigration. Someone can live for 30 years and still not be a citizen of
They
this
were a
country.
citizen. I made this very clear.
Am I speaking? I mean, do I need to speak in Braille and write
Nah,
it in
we hear
crayon?
you.
They were a citizen,
Why were
bro.
they deported? Why were these people
I
deported?
okay.
It was like mistaken
Okay,
identity or something.
one second, one second,
Yeah,
because
it had to be.
yeah, one second, because a lot of a lot of things are being said that aren't really verifiable facts here, guys. So, um, and and I know it's late night, and we turned the stage over to the less informed at late night, but we don't want it to go that far off, guys. So let's let's we can
And
dumb it
I have
down.
a
We can dumb it
I have a
down. We ain't
quick
gonna dumb it
question.
down that much. Okay, go ahead.
Has anyone seen the press conference where they caught the drug cartel operating out of the U.S.? I understand Trump's evil, get it, bad man. However, was that just fictional or something I've seen, or did anyone else see that they caught a drug kingpin out of some Sinaloa cartel operating out of Oregon and with millions of kilos of fentanyl, drugs, guns, and they got the whole operation. They did a press conference. I didn't see Fox cover this. I didn't see none of the other news channels cover this, and I just think it's quite good that the thing that destroyed my community is getting caught. I'm enjoying that news. I don't know why we hate everything and everything is bad. Can we just address the fact? Please look it up. I know there's smart people here. I'm not the only one that's seen it. It couldn't have been an anomaly. I There was a drug cartel bust in America. It was only 30 minutes. Can we put it up? Because I need people to understand that some good things are happening.
Yeah, it ain't just Oregon.
A lot of good things are happening.
I mean, that's a big thing if you understand why there's YNs running around shooting people. Because if they got pills they got from the cartel that they're obligated to sell, they got fentanyl in them that will most likely cause overdoses, which makes them not only just drug dealers but actually killers. It'd be easy for them to pull a switch and kill because they're getting it from the cartel. Now, if the U.S. government is arresting cartel bosses in America, that means my people might not go to jail for doing dumb shit. And I think we should celebrate that.
Well, we was going to jail for it in the '60s and the '70s during the crack epidemic. The only difference though is this fentanyl is affecting
There
white
was
folks
no
too.
crack epidemic in
It
the
sure
'60s,
was.
'70s. Like the guys, come on, guys, listen to me, man. Listen to me.
Okay, well, I
One
was
second,
alive and I was
one
around.
second. I'm talking, my man. Look, I know you're not too bright, man, but just please, just measure what you say, meter what you say before you say it, okay? Because it's a reflection on all of us. There was no crack epidemics in the '60s or '70s, all right? I just want you to do that, all right? Damn.
Well, yeah, in the '80s, in '90s, where they were supplying guns and drugs to South America to fight a war that we had nothing to deal with. Yes, it was flooded with cocaine, which then with baking soda, which by the way has plenty of health benefits I discovered. But that's why see they tainted my whole view of baking soda. I grew up thinking baking soda was just an additive to make cocaine into crack. I had no idea that you could use it to hydrate and detoxify your body. It's amazing what they do, but that's beside the point. Like you know what I mean. This is how bad they brainwash people in America when it comes to certain things. I swear there was only one or two uses for baking soda. I swear, but no, it's
It's
amazingly
actually it's good
one of
to
the
brush your
cheapest
teeth as
fucking
well.
medicines on the planet. Like, like, but that's beside the point.
Baking
If
soda has
there's
multiple.
cartels operating in the U.S.
Baking
and
soda
they're
has
catching
multiple
them,
uses.
that means the
JB, I dropped that name in the chat. I just wanted to make sure I called it right. But go look at that story. Tell me what you think. Selena Ward, Cliona Ward. She's 54-year-old lady, green card holder, and she's lived here for more than 4 decades. U.S. Customs and Border Protection actually actually took her into custody and detained her because of a 20-year-old criminal record that she had, and she was caught up in that. She's lived here for 40 years, and U.S. immigration laws say that a green card holder can live here permanently. That's what I was talking about. But go check it out.
All right. Just out of curiosity, what the hell are you guys doing in the chat right now on Chatter?
I don't know what
No, bro.
the
Somebody started a food trend, and we
Yeah,
just
what
we
they
that's
talking
Right.
about.
Talking about cake.
yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the hell you guys are doing in the chat on Chatter. I've never seen that before.
Man, it's
Having
Friday
a
night.
cookout while you guys are talking.
I thought y'all said y'all was gonna invite JB to the cookout.
Is that the Saloon Award? Is that the one y'all talking about that got deported?
That's what I was talking about.
That got deported that was a U.S. citizen?
She was a green card holder and she was actually detained for I can't find how long she
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, y'all do know
Yeah.
green card holders have they have rules they have to follow in order to stay
That's
here.
what I was gonna say. She's a great key word, green
So she is
card
not a
holder.
U.S.
That's the
citizen.
key word. Right.
Okay.
If she's a
2 weeks.
green
She
card
was held for
holder,
2 weeks. She's an
key
Irish
word.
woman held for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, when there's a problem with immigration, that means they're not always going to make the right decision. Like, this is a mass operation leading deporting hundreds of thousands of people. So, I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but if you ever worked or been around government work, you see there's always mistakes and corrections. So she might have just been a mistake. Or maybe she was working for the cartel. We don't know.
So when they deport you
Well,
by
what if you
accident,
got
that's
good hair
cool.
and they mistakenly pick you up like GA got good hair? Oh, no, I'm
Thank
joking.
you, Chad.
Uh,
Because I get called Cuban and Puerto Rican every other day.
there
I'm
we go.
neither.
Okay.
Nah, you got a social security number. Ain't no mistaking. You got a first and last name, social security number, birth certificate. They know who you
Man,
are.
go sit down somewhere. I've been yanked out of a car 6 times in 6 different states because I look like somebody in a suit. So don't sell that to me. Sell that to somebody who buying that crap
That's fucked up.
because I
Hey,
look like somebody and I've never had a
I
record.
got
So
hair
don't
just
sell
like you
that to
got.
me,
I
bro.
ain't never had no problem.
So, y'all, if y'all are on CH, I'm about to play the video of the Newark mayor actually getting arrested. And if you haven't seen it, you should probably get to Chatter to come look at it. I'm about to play it because it reminds me of what we were saying a couple of weeks ago about what they're willing to do to one group of people. Who knows how they're going to stretch the law for others.
Hey,
So,
before you do
mm-hmm,
that, chat, before you do
mm-hmm.
that, guys, I'm about to do a hard reset. Okay, on CH. Um, so that means basically what a hard reset is we actually shut it down for about 5 seconds and bring it right back up. Once again, we shut it down for about 5 seconds and bring it right back up. I don't want you guys to uh so that's for CH only. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna set that up. GA and the not too bright guy. I don't know who you are because I wasn't looking. Who not too bright guy? Who are you? Not speaking.
I mean, you talking about because of my dark skin? Is that why?
I know you lying.
Who is not too bright guy?
He
No,
coming
you
over
lied.
here.
I know you lying.
Not not too
Ooh,
bright
what is
guy.
that
Let me
You
see
gotta
who
put
he
Mamiya?
is real fast, right,
you gotta
guys?
put name on it, my boy.
JB,
Jonathan and
I had to
Jonathan
go
got
and
dark
see
skin
it for
too.
I got to see who
myself.
he is.
JB, I had to
So
go see
crazy.
it.
Jonathan got dark
Is
skin
it
too.
crypto? Is his
It's
name crypto?
crypto. It's crypto.
No, it's not
Okay, it's crypto.
crypto.
Okay.
No, it's not crypto. It's Nardi.
That was
Bro,
crypto.
I'm
No,
an engineer.
Nardi's the
I
one that
don't know what
said
you're talking
Is your
about,
name
not too
about the
Crypto?
bright.
Oh,
skin.
Naughty.
Wow.
It's Naughty.
Nardy. It's Nardy.
Naughty.
I'm confused.
Naughty.
Am I called not so bright because I'm dark skinned? I'm
I
No,
confused.
just wanted
no,
I
no,
just wanted to
Naughty.
put
Oh
a
my
name
God.
Why would you
Okay,
even say something like
Naughty,
put
that?
Naughty.
a name on not too bright guy, please.
Naughty, listen to me. This is what we're gonna do, Naughty. We're going to shut it down and we're gonna bring it right back up. All right, Naughty. What that means is in like 5 seconds, right? And I'm gonna explain it. In 5 seconds, I want you to look in the hallway. Okay, and you're gonna see this room, the same exact
Is someone
title.
speaking?
You guys, yeah, you can see me. Yeah, naughty. In less than 5 seconds, you're gonna see this room right back. Okay, you're gonna be in a hallway, but you're gonna find this room in 5 seconds. All you have to do is come right back in 5 seconds. All right, naughty. That's what we're going to do. So I want you to make sure. I want to make sure that you understand that, man. So, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I understood it, but I just want to know why am I calling out so bright, guys? Or is that me? Or is that not me?
yeah,
You should
okay.
come to chatter so we
Now,
can see it.
I don't
so
even know what
naughty.
You'll
chatter
see
is.
us, and you'll see we all dark too.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
So
what
put the
chatter
naughty.
link in the
So
is.
chat,
naughty.
Nardi.
So naughty. Naughty. Can you repeat that back? What's about to happen, naughty?
Hey, come on now, man. You ain't gotta insult my intelligence, man.
Now
I
I
may be one
understand.
of the
I'm not
smartest
trying to
people in the
associate.
room.
I want you to tell everyone else.
Huh? You finna
I
shut the
speak with
room
a sort of a
down
stutter,
and we
so I
come back
want you to
in it.
explain it to everyone else. What did I just say?
You finna shut the room down and we're gonna see it in the hallway and we just come right back to it.
Okay. All right. Are you ready for? Are you ready for that, naughty?
Yeah, probably so. I think I can manage that.
All right. Let's do it.